Radio you can listen to if you've got the guts. 95.3 WDAE and AM 620. Portions of the following program were pre-recorded. Broadcasting from the Rude Air Conditioning Studios. For everyone who screams "Go Bulls" with horns up, we are 95.3 FM, W237CW Pinellas Park, WRUB HD3 Clearwater, and the mighty 620 WDAE St. Petersburg. Streaming live right now on your free iHeartRadio app. All your sports, music, talk, and podcasts. Hey, Bulls fans, free has never sounded so good. It's time, man! The stage is set!
Welcome.
Welcome home, baby. I like this kind of party.
Putting the fun in dysfunctional.
Yeah!
Each and every weekday morning, the Pat and Aaron Show.
Is it a little too early for being that loud?
Good Morning Tampa Bay.
And here we go.
Now your hosts, Pat Donovan and Aaron Jacobson.
Good morning, goons. Welcome to the Pat and Aaron Show, 95.3 WDAE and AM 620. Coming to you live on a Tuesday morning, and you know what that means. It's a Game of Thrones and Taco Tuesday.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is?
Taco Tuesday!
Usually that Jack and Aaron are talking about like Game of Thrones or Taco Tuesday, and you can't listen to them.
Let me give you some advice, bastard. Never forget what you are. The rest of the world will not. Wear it like armor.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
That's right. It is a Game of Thrones and Taco Tuesday, although we will not talk Game of Thrones or tacos on the show today, although we do like tacos.
We will talk Game of Thrones at one point today.
Is that true?
A really quick second during top headlines.
Oh.
Really quickly, we will. So,
is there a top headline about Game of Thrones?
No, it's not really Game of Thrones, but we will. It's not about the show. It's about somebody in the show. I'm going to mention it. It's a Game of Thrones Taco Tuesday. I don't want you to lie to everybody right out of the gate.
Well, listen, I'm psyched about it. I didn't think we'd actually have anything Game of Thrones to talk about. The fact that we do, sorry to the folks that don't like it.
Yeah.
It is a Game of Thrones and Taco Tuesday. Take that, non-Game of Thrones fans.
You're going to love it, Game of Thrones fans.
All right, I hope it's fantastic news. But it's not actually about Game of Thrones.
No.
All right, well, that's disappointing.
Blowing this, but that's
now, all right, well, listen. It's a big week for the Buccaneers, even though it is a bye week. They need this bye week really badly, and you can just tell. And I don't know if it's the perfect time for this bye week, but it is certainly an important time right now for this bye week. And by the way, before we get into all the bye week stuff, and we've got comments about it from Baker Mayfield, actually from Sunday, Todd Bowles from yesterday, but we did get the update yesterday afternoon as well.
Great update.
Just a little while after our show on Tristan Wirfs, who, as Aaron mentioned yesterday, and anybody watching the game on Sunday, when he went down, the way he's rolling around on the field, you're thinking, this is it. He's done for the year, and so are the Buccaneers. Not the case. An MCL strain is the diagnosis, and he's going to be out, quote unquote, a few weeks, is what I read. We don't, you never really know, and it's a great question that we'll obviously have for our friends with the Florida Orthopedic Institute on Thursday. But the reality is, it looked like a season-ending injury, and it, without a question, is not. And for me, I look at the head of the schedule as we did yesterday, Aaron, and I think, obviously, you always want Tristan Wirfs out there, but I think he can get by the Giants. I think he can get by Carolina. I think he can even get by the Raiders without Tristan Wirfs out there. The question for me is, can he get back for that Chargers game, which I believe is the only real tough test left on the schedule?
And by all accounts, I think he will be able to do that. And I think for everything we all feared, this is the best outcome, the best case scenario. Yeah. But also, I do agree with you, going back to one of the first things you said on the show after you lied about Game of Thrones and Taco Tuesday.
It wasn't a lie.
It was ignorance. That's true.
I wasn't a liar. I was ignorant.
But, this is the best time for this team to have a bye. Without a doubt, I have no question in my mind.
Is it? Yeah.
Because you are going into the easiest stretch of your schedule, and you need to be as healthy as possible, but also
it feels like
rested.
It could have been good coming off of a bye to play the Niners, who are also coming off of a bye.
But then you're banged up.
Or maybe before Kansas City.
Then you're laying it all out there against a really good opponent. Not that you
maybe you're healthier against that opponent and you don't lose other guys like Tristan Wirfs.
it's kind of how the game goes, though. You know, plays happen in the game, he gets rolled up on, and that's how it goes down. That could happen at any moment, any time, no matter how fresh you are. I do believe, though, that them going into what we all believe in, and without a doubt, the easiest stretch of their schedule, going into it with the rest, going into it hopefully getting some of these guys back, getting Jalen McMillan back to full health, that is, and getting, of course, Mike Evans back. That is what's going to be important here moving forward for this team.
Yeah, I suppose. To me, I always look at it like it would be better before a tough opponent. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I really, when it comes to the bye week, I think I just need to listen to the players. I've determined that because, as you know, I used to always say, I think the later in the year, the better. The closer to the playoffs, the better. Give me a week 15 bye if you give me a week 15 bye. That's the way I used to look at it. And then the Bucs had, I don't know if it was 12 or 13. It was a few years ago. They had a really late bye week. And some of the players were talking about how they wished it had been earlier. They wished they could have gotten that break earlier in the season. And I went, all right, well, maybe the later the better isn't necessarily the case.
As a fan, is there anything worse than the bye week? Like, you know it's good for your team, but is there anything more annoying than the bye week?
No.
It's so, like, not having your football team play for 2 weeks is one of the worst things in life.
It feels like a month and a half. Getting a week off in the NFL season, it feels like a month and a half. Like, it's different for me, and I acknowledge that, so I don't put myself in the equation anymore because doing what I do for Bucs Radio, I get very few Sundays to just lay on the couch and watch football and just, that's it. Football is my entire day, just watching it. So I enjoy those weeks. But as a fan, strictly as a fan, it's annoying. You feel like it's and even when you know, like it is right now for the Buccaneers, that it's a good thing and they need it, you're still annoyed by it. 82945, message and data rates may apply. Start your text with DAE. How do you bye week? That's the question. How do you I've heard a lot of husbands, a lot of guys will say like it's the one Sunday that I say to my wife, like, all right, if you need me to do stuff around the house or if you want me to go out and do stuff, that's what I'm going to do.
Rookie
For me,
move.
it's
Don't tell your wife that it's a bye week.
I mean, listen, or you just say football is football, and I'm not, this is what I'm doing no matter what.
That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I say there's no bye week in my life.
But I've heard from guys, I've talked to guys, I've seen guys talk about how, like, all right, it's the bye week, I got to do the honeydew list or whatever it might be.
I do love the concept of dudes just sitting around asking other dudes what they do on their bye week.
Yeah?
Yeah, you're like, I've talked to other guys about what they do on their bye week.
Well, I mean, not necessarily like that, but the conversation has come up of people being like, hey, like, I'm doing this or that because the Bucs aren't playing today.
It's the worst week ever. I gamble
It's definitely
more.
not that.
It's one of the worst weeks in life.
You know what the worst week ever is? And every year I tell myself I should take this week off and I never think about it. All-Star Week in Major League Baseball. Like, you get the game and then there's nothing for like 2 or 3 days after the game. The game I don't even care about, as you know. I'm not an all-star game guy. But then you get nothing.
That's the worst week of the year. And
we should both take it off this year.
That's where I just want to hibernate and do nothing but just sleep until it ends.
Yeah. So we didn't get to this yesterday, and I did think it was still interesting enough to play today. I asked Baker Mayfield after the game Sunday about when it comes to this bye week, and this is why I do think it's an important time for this football team to get it because of Baker's answer. And I asked him after the game, like, when it comes to this bye week, do you guys need this as much mentally as you do physically?
Where we're at right now, yeah. Physical, definitely, with where we're at on the team, just the injuries and stuff we've had so far. But, yeah, the mental break with, the recent, results in the games. Yeah, we need to step away from it, but don't forget what's cost us these games and come back ready to fix it.
They're ready. He's such a good leader. And that's it. He nailed it. They need the break. We said they need the break. They need the break. It sucks for fans. It's the worst weekend ever during the football season when your team's not playing, but they need the break.
I don't know, because on the Bartio 4 DAE text line, one person says, by the way, I actually talked to my wife on the bye week, but also on the Bartio 4 DAE text line, well, this thing's moving pretty quick already this morning. Sick of losing. Good time for the bye week. So this person almost feels like it sounds like they're happy to have a week off from watching the Buccaneers.
See, this person, another person said from the 727, NFL red zone and parlays is how I bye week. Yeah, I know. That's why it's dangerous. Because when I'm watching, my team, when I'm focused in, if I'm focused in on the Bucks, if I'm focused in on the Jets, I am not betting that much. But when my team's not playing,
So this weekend, it's over for you.
it's over. I just will gamble. I will just parlay.
Maybe we should Freaky 5 on Thursday. I know you're third Friday this week, so.
I took last week off. I came back this weekend. I was basically even.
Oh, gambling.
Yeah, and now I'm ready to go. No, you took last week off.
I did, most of it. Yeah, it was fun. All right. Well, also, when it comes to the bye week, you could hear Baker and how much he thinks this team needs it. Well, Todd Bowles talked about what his approach is when it comes to the bye week and his football team.
Trying to get everybody healthy, trying to recalibrate. We need time off. They're off after Wednesday anyway. They're going to have 4 days off. Practicing one day is not going to help that. So they'll get the rest of the week off after today, and we'll get some guys healthy, hopefully. Some guys that are playing banged up, hopefully they get healthy, get to recalibrate, step back and look at everything. As coaches, we'll self-scout, and we'll come up with better plans, and we'll do some things to get ready for the stretch run.
They're going to recalibrate twice, Aaron.
Sounds like he's running for office.
Why?
At just the end of that, he's like, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and we're going to be ready to go. And I don't know if I believe him. I want to believe him. I think the team believes him. The team's fighting for him. But last week, Pat, I believe you were out this day. Casey Warner gave a list of odds of the latest odds of the top 10 coaches most likely to be fired.
Mm-hmm.
Todd Bowles was not on that list.
Really?
And I do have the latest, an updated list that I got from our guy Jimmy Shapiro, who sends us a lot of these odds. He is now currently number 5 at 14-1 odds. Do you think you can name the top 4 ahead of him? Most likely to get fired.
Mike McCarthy's obviously there.
Number 4, just ahead of him.
By the way, did you hear Micah Parsons' comments on Mike McCarthy?
Some of these guys have to stop doing podcasts.
well, hold on. I think the comment was after the game.
It was after the game, and then he elaborated it more on the podcast.
Yeah.
It's just they're too out there, too much going on. So he's number 4.
So Mike McCarthy's definitely there. Hold on. Let me take a look.
Don't think too far from your own heart.
All right. Dayball is there,
number
obviously.
3. That's a good hint. I'm a good hint guy.
I feel like Eberflus has to be on the list.
Number
is he
2.
Not?
You literally are going up and down. Number 2. Who is number 1? This might be a little bit of a... Not really, but...
McCarthy's not number 1?
No. It might be a little bit of a surprise based on their offseason.
Albrecht can't be the guy.
No.
That's too, you can't include
too obvious.
him on the list.
He's an interim coach.
Yeah, exactly. But you said based off their offseason?
Like, based off what they did this offseason, you're like, oh, okay, and like...
I don't know.
Maybe I shouldn't. That was I take it back. I'm a bad
the
hint
off-season
guy.
thing. I feel like was a bad hint.
Bad hint.
Yeah,
bad hint. Former Super Bowl champion coach.
Not Mike McCarthy. Who else has won a Super Bowl and might get fired?
Doug Peterson.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that's fair. Like Jacksonville's terrible.
They're terrible. They signed. They had the big offseason. They signed the quarterback. They re-signed. Trevor Lawrence. All that money.
Yeah, that's not a big offseason.
I know. That was a bad clue.
Re-signing a guy because you had to.
I was 1 for 2 on the hints.
Yeah.
But yeah, Todd Bowles sitting there at number 5 at 14-1. And listen,
he wasn't on the list last week.
No. He's got to know that he's fighting for his job.
That's the dumbest thing ever.
You sound like Kirby Smart.
If he's not. I can't wait to get to that in a little bit.
6:45. Little teaser.
If he wasn't on last week, what did they do against the Niners that all of a sudden has him leap at least 5 coaches?
Now, to be fair, this is probably a different list. I don't think Casey Warner was going by Jimmy Shapiro's list,
right.
But
now I need Shapiro's list from last week. This is everything's out the window now.
Somebody said they're going to catch up on sleep during the bye week. Don't do that. Oh, that's right. The Tyson Paul fight's coming up.
Are you psyched about that?
I'll hear the results. I'm not going to pay for that.
Like no way. I'd love to see Tyson just knock him out. Just all of a sudden he comes back and he's Tyson and he just knocks him out.
Whatever happens, everyone's going to say it was staged, it was planned, it was. I'll bet on that. Are the lines down on that?
Can you bet on that?
I hope so.
I mean, I don't know that I want to bet on Tyson Paul.
I don't always want to bet on everything. I just want to know that I could bet on everything. That's like the Little League World Series. I don't always want to bet on the little kids, but I sometimes want to. I want to know that I could.
You do want to bet on them, and you can't. By the way, I'm pretty sure
think
that's
you can
not.
now. I think the kids are bettable.
Can't. Don't lie to me.
I think you can bet on the kids.
Come on,
you should be able to.
There's no way.
They should get a cut.
The kids?
Yeah.
Now I'm in.
Yeah, they should get a cut. If the kids
get a cut, like I want kids. You know how they do the thing where they show the kid and he's like, "Hey, I'm Billy and I'm from Pittsburgh. My favorite player is Ken Griffey Jr. Yeah, I know who he is, even though I'm a little kid. I got Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. Also, bet on me to hit a home run today. All right, we'll both make money. Like I want that kid.
There was that little chunky kid who came out. He's like, "My name's this, and I like to hit dingers." And like, imagine if right when he said, "I like to hit dingers," you just hit like plus 300 up. Pops up on the screen like if he hits a dinger plus 300.
Oh my God, you'd love it. You'd take the week off for the Little League World Series
just to bet on the kids.
You would. Listen, it can be gambling if you are looking to buy a home or renovate your home, and a lot of people obviously in a situation where they have to renovate their homes right now, and you go with the wrong lender. That could be a gamble for you. So that's why we always tell you about our guy John Howard, because he is a guy that is, first of all, a guy from Tampa Bay. He's a local guy and a guy you can trust. Also, if you're talking about having to renovate your home because of hurricane damage, he's a guy who knows exactly how you feel because he lives on Davis Island, and Helene did a number on his home as well. And right now, a lot of people are looking into renovation and construction loans because of the fact that their homes were damaged during the storm. So it could be difficult to get that done unless you use the right lender. And again, that's our friend John Howard. Right now, he has some loan products when it comes to damaged homes from the storm that can actually get your home back to better than before and work with your insurance when it comes to the payout. So we can really get that done for you quickly and make it very easy because of the fact that he can work with your insurance company. So if you're in that spot, you're kind of figuring out, how do I get this thing done? Talk to John Howard. He's already looked into so much of it for his own home, and he can help you out with yours as well. Also, if you are a renter who's been displaced because of the storms, you could be eligible for a 0% down payment option if you decide to buy a home. And they're always going to have, when it comes to John Howard and Howard Team Home Loans, a 0% down payment option for our veterans when it comes to VA loans, which is what he specializes in. So if you're a veteran, believe me, there's nobody better to talk to. Regardless of which situation you're in, if you need that loan, if you need to figure out how to get on your feet after the storms, John Howard is the guy to talk to. HowardTeamHomeLoans.com is the website. If you're driving, just pull over and write it down. HowardTeamHomeLoans.com.
It's on Netflix, Pat. It's free. The Tyson-Paul fight.
Oh, well then, yeah, I might watch it for free.
And it also is on the Hard Rock Bet app.
Whoa.
Friday night, 8 o'clock.
More breaking news, including something about someone from Game of Thrones that Aaron knows about. I don't know. We'll find out next. It's the Pat and Aaron Show. Also, the rest of today's top headlines with Casey Warner.
And I'll give you the line.
The line on Tyson Paul. There's so much stuff coming up. You'd be a lunatic to go anywhere.
And I have a story later that is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me before, ever. I'm serious, ever.
It's not.
I lost sleep. It is.
I heard this story. It should
I lost sleep. It's terrible. I'll tell you about it. Way to sell it.
WDAE. Traffic update.
From the Safe Touch Security Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by Allstate.
Good morning. Already seeing delays on westbound I-4 just before downtown Tampa. Also a crash being cleared in Hillsborough County on Dr. King and Parsons. No major problems to report on 275 in St. Pete. Overnight construction now wrapped up south of 22nd Avenue South on 275. Get traffic info around the clock by searching News Radio WFLA on iHeartRadio. I'm Randy Myers.
Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies.
Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Main office, Tampa.
WDAE wants to put a grand in your hand. 9 chances every weekday to win $1,000. Just listen for the nationwide keyword to enter at 953WDAE.com.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
Get ready, golf fans! The LPGA is returning to Tampa Bay when the Annika, driven by Gainbridge at Pelican, takes over Pelican Golf Club November 13th through 17th. Join us for a week packed with excitement as the world's best female golfers, including former champions Nelly Korda and Lilia Vu, compete for glory. Choose from daily grounds passes starting at just $25, or enjoy the Lightning Lounge with complimentary food and drinks. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now at theannika.com and be part of the action.
The event you've been waiting for, International Diamond Center's biggest and final store-wide sale of the year, is next weekend, November 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Store-wide savings, 20% off or get 36 months zero-interest financing. And it's like double the selection. Top designers flying in with their entire collections on sale. Bellagio, Simon G, and many more. Plus, over 1,000 new GIA-certified diamonds specially priced for this event. Upgrade your diamond next weekend, November 22nd through the 24th at IDC, Tampa, Clearwater, Lakeland, and Sarasota. On approved credit.
An iHeartRadio Sports Report, presented by Mark Spain Real Estate.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Today and tomorrow are going to be warm. Sunshine, our high right around 85, 86 degrees today. Overnight, the low will drop back to about 74. Tomorrow, just like today, sunshine, our high right around 85, 86 degrees. And then on Friday, cooler air moves in. Our high only gets up to about 77. Get weather info around the clock by searching News Radio WFLA on iHeartRadio. I'm John Thomas.
To our Florida neighbors, your Lowe's community is still here with you. As you recover after Hurricane Milton, lean on them for help with cleanup and repair. Visit Lowe's in-store or online to find out about relief efforts in your area and to get emergency supplies now.
Follow WDAE on social, Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Now, back to the Pat and Aaron Show on WDAE. Streaming live on Alexa and the free iHeartRadio app. Top headlines.
Time for today's top headlines, brought to you by Mark Spain Real Estate. I don't know why I decided to do a sound effect there.
It's already happening.
What is?
The sound effect's already happening.
I wanted to add one, though.
It's going on right behind us.
This seems like extremely important breaking news about, there it is. That too. That's better than me. Game of Thrones.
Oh, no, it's not important at all. It's not significant at all, but it is a Game of Thrones and Taco Tuesday. RJ Barrett and the Lakers were playing. Well, Toronto Raptors and the Lakers were playing. RJ Barrett puts up a shot. He hits it. And I just retweeted this for anyone that wants to see it, at Jacobson on air. And RJ Barrett hits it, and he's like running towards the other side of the court, and he realizes, he catches eyes with someone in the crowd, and he realizes that it's Jaime Lannister from Game of Thrones, and he like stops the game, and he looks at him and he mouths, "Game of Thrones?" Everybody loves
all
Game
he
of Thrones.
says is Game of Thrones.
Everybody loves Game of Thrones.
Everybody, huh?
And the girl, except for you.
That's right.
You got to figure this thing out, man.
He
Watch it.
goes on. He is a nonconformist.
That's right.
You got to go watch his
If we told you that everyone hated Game of Thrones, would you be on it?
Nah, I mean, I'm just kind of weird about the sci-fi stuff.
It's not sci-fi.
What is it? Is it real? Did it actually happen?
You realize that not everything that is fictional is sci-fi, right?
I know that, but like,
all right, science fiction is a specific genre.
So what would you classify Game of Thrones as?
Fantasy, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm not sure, but it's definitely not science fiction. There's no there's zero science in the entire show.
Okay, gotcha.
They don't even have.
Shows you how much I know.
They don't even have technology.
It's like
the opposite
fighting.
of science.
It's kingdom porn.
Kingdom porn.
Yeah, they're fighting over the kingdom, and they're all just getting laid.
That makes me want to watch it so much more.
Not a lot of shoes in the show, Casey.
Oh,
Game of Thrones.
You got me there. Definitely don't want to watch it now.
Game of Thrones, not for the kids. Not for the kids, but for RJ Barrett, for sure. It's amazing when superstars, stars, I don't want to call RJ Barrett a superstar, but stars like RJ Barrett, you're in the middle of a game, You've met a million celebrities, but a dude from Game of Thrones catches your eye mid-game and you're like stunned. It's pretty cool. Game of Thrones, Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday. And terrible Tuesday for this guy right here. 23-15, the Dolphins get the win over the Rams on Monday Night Football. The Dolphins keep the Rams out of the end zone. Just 5 field goals is all LA was able to put up.
You want to kick another field goal, man?
Yeah, let's kick another field goal right here. No, I don't have a field goal to kick, but no, the Dolphins, 23-15. They snap their 3-game losing streak. Tua Tagovailoa was 20 of 28 with 207 yards, a touchdown and 1 pick. Dolphins defense was very impressive. Matthew Stafford was not. His 4th game this season without a touchdown pass.
I feel like that want to kick another field goal was for all of the Jets jabs you've gotten from Casey this year. Like you couldn't wait to throw that one in.
I mean, I was because I fell asleep.
I was happy with our kicker. I'll take that. I mean,
I fell asleep early in the game. I'll take that. You guys lost.
I know, but I mean, 4 of 5 from a rookie kicker, and he hit 2 from 50 plus. You know,
that's awesome. You lost at home to the Dolphins when they're reeling.
I mean, the Dolphins are pretty talented. Do they not have a top 2 wide receiver in the league? Maybe the best wide receiver in the league?
Yeah, you guys have a top receiver, too. You guys have a guy who went off for almost 100 yards.
It was a one-possession game. That's fine.
It's very frustrating when you watch a team that goes down. And I mean, maybe not. Maybe it wasn't frustrating for you. You liked it.
I was beside myself. No, I was pretty upset about it. And it was even worse yesterday when I ordered an Aaron Donald jersey on Fanatics over a week ago.
That's a bad sign.
They had them on sale, and it said it was expected to come in yesterday, and it never came. And I realized, it's Veterans Day. The mail doesn't come on Veterans Day, so I didn't get my jersey yesterday, and the Rams lost. It was just a sign. You know, it wasn't going to work.
This is a dangerous question. Were you mad at the veterans yesterday?
No, I mean, just mad at the whole system. You know,
the whole system too.
I hate the system, man. Yeah. But yeah, you guys lost, and that's a tough game, and you regroup. But that's a missed opportunity at home for sure for the Rams, and that's a division that is just, you know what I like to say, Pat. It's muddled in mediocrity right now.
It is, and that was a lot of fun watching you guys go back and forth. And listen, I love your optimism, or I don't know if optimism is the word, but like the sunny approach of like I was psyched about my kicker.
I mean, the defense looked good. The young defense continued to look good. Jared Verse is just unbelievable. He's a shoe-in for the Rookie of the Year right now defensively. So, I mean, just got to take some moral victories from it. Dolphin season's not over yet. It would take a miracle, but...
You got to take some what?
Some moral victories. Moral victories are for losers. Yeah, I know. But
I mean, how many times did you hit that when I wasn't even going?
Hey, man, I didn't even drink any scotch last night. I really didn't drink much last night. Like, I don't know. I wasn't feeling it last night. I was tired, and I don't know. Just kind of a laid-back night.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Yep.
We just got a text from Sharon, who is kind of the moral compass of the show here on the Pat and Aaron show.
I know.
She said, Pat and Aaron, what about Wander Franco? He was arrested again.
I mean,
an altercation with the police.
This guy, there's so much to talk about today. This guy's an idiot.
We could get to use Kirby Smart talking about him as well.
Threw his life away.
I mean, here's my take on Wander Franco. And I said this the last time there was an update about him when it came to his court case.
And for those that don't know, this is completely different from all the allegations and everything he's dealing with the underage girl. He was arrested.
Yeah, he's just stupid.
He really is. He was arrested in the Dominican Republic for his involvement in an armed altercation. There's a video of it. It happened about 116 miles west of Santo Domingo. He's scheduled to stand trial on December 12th. So this is happening in between that. He's not allowed to leave the Dominican Republic, but he's free to travel the country. So this is what he's doing while he's traveling the country, waiting to probably go to prison for a long time.
Yeah. So the last time there was an update on his court case, I said, to me, Wander Franco is no longer a sports story. He has nothing to do with the Tampa Bay Rays, and he's a pervert in his own country getting ready to go to prison probably for being a pervert.
I disagree
and after
with
that,
you.
like I don't personally, I don't need any more updates on Wander Franco. If I never hear his name again, it'll be better.
Fine. I look at it a little differently. It is a sports story. He's tied to sports, and he is
not anymore.
No. He will forever be. He's still under. He's got the contract, right? There's still going to be disputes with Major League Baseball.
Well, listen, if it's relevant to the Rays, I care. But stuff like this, at the end of the day, like I don't care if I ever hear his name again.
Listen,
I don't care what he does.
As sad as it is that it happened to us here in Tampa Bay with this fall from, I don't even want to call it grace, but no matter how you look at it, this is a story in our backyard that goes down as one of the biggest. I mean, talk about fall from the sky. He was the top. He was got a contract halfway through his first season playing Major League Baseball.
I understand all that. I'm just saying from here on out, like that story is what it is. It's been written. Everything he does from here on out, I don't care if he actually shot somebody. Doesn't matter. I'm not interested. And I'm not saying everybody has to feel that way. That's just how I feel. For me, he is no longer a sports figure. He's no longer a player for the Rays.
When Aaron
and
Hernandez
whatever happens to him happens to him.
When Aaron Hernandez shot somebody, was that not a sports story anymore?
I don't think so on one hand. On the other hand, I think the CTE plays into it, and it's a totally different situation. So it's kind of apples and oranges.
That's.
What do you mean?
Okay.
When you question if people are doing things because of the sport, I think that makes it, again, I'm not saying you have to care. I'm just saying it's to me, it's apples and oranges.
No, it's not, because Aaron Hernandez's issues went way back to high school before the guy was even... You could even really talk about CTE.
Okay, but was he murdering people in high school?
No.
So I think, again, and I don't even know that what he did was tied to CTE, but the question is there. And his brain was, what did they say, like one of the worst that was ever examined post-mortem? So the question is there, whether it's the truth or not. It's part of what happened, or it could be part of what happened. So I think, and I'm not saying it's right, or I'm just saying I think it's apples and oranges in this situation.
Thanks, Sharon.
Well, it's an interesting conversation on a Game of Thrones and Taco Tuesday.
There's a lot to be
even
had.
if it made it a little bit late. Although we do want to get to this next story, not nearly as important, even though I don't care about Wander Franco. But this to me is hilarious. Wait until you hear, and we've got some things we want to hear from you as well. Wait until you hear why Deion Sanders was calling out Texas Tech fans and what he's going to be doing outside of coaching very soon, which led me and Aaron to ask, like, how does he have any time?
Listening on the free iHeartRadio app? Thanks to Farah and Farah, it's never been easier to send your opinions directly to your favorite show. When you open the app, click the red talkback microphone and hit send. Farah and Farah, here to make it easy, Tampa.
The Hampton Chocolate Factory is a one-stop Tampa shop for the holidays. Enjoy their viral giant cone ice cream and artisan chocolate. Elevate your corporate gifts this year with personalized messages and customized logos with luxury gift boxes and baskets. Don't stress about gifting this year. Check out HamptonChocolateFactory.com and let their chocolate elves do the heavy gifting for you. Happy holidays from the Hampton Chocolate Factory, home of the giant cone ice cream. This holiday season, go beyond decadent. HamptonChocolateFactory.com.
When you enter a place of business, you're owed a legal duty that the place of business is safe for you to shop in. I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you suffered an injury at a place of business, our duty is to protect you after that harm. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com.
Ronnie Lane here with my good friend Steve Holland, co-founder and CEO of the Holland Group Retirement Wealth Advisors.
You know, Ronnie, it's always great listening to you with the Buck season in high gear, and I'm amazed by the similarities, of course, between football and retirement planning.
How's that, Steve?
Well, you know, success begins with having a plan, managing the risk, and having a clear view of the whole field. And whether it's football or retirement planning, the best offense is a good defense. It's all about protecting and preserving your wealth no matter what.
You and your team at the Holland Group provide that kind of peace of mind to all your clients. You build them a comprehensive retirement plan, including investments, savings, and a mix of tax-advantaged strategies to get your clients over the goal line and into the retirement success end zone.
That's right, Ronnie.
So call the Hollands at 727-469-7939 or visit AskTheHollands.com. Let's make the rest of your life the best of your life.
Finding the right employee for your company is tough. One wrong hire can be a major setback. You're not alone if you face this. A recent survey by Robert Half shows nearly half of hiring managers readily admit to making a bad hire. Luckily, there's a solution. With Robert Half's specialized recruiter's experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can have the right skilled professional in place quickly. We understand what it takes to build winning teams because at Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things. People. Love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's football season, and Uber Eats is dropping undefeated deals on all your game day favorites. This week, score buy one, get one free fries from McDonald's, only on Uber Eats. Craving even more? We've got you covered with game day deals on pizza, burgers, tacos, and more all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms, taxes, and fees apply. See app for details.
The free iHeart app goes everywhere you do. Even better, when you plug your phone into Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, the app becomes part of the dash with a seamless way to listen to your favorite radio stations, the latest must-hear podcast, or a custom playlist to get you focused. Try Apple CarPlay or Android Auto with the iHeart app today.
T-Kraz and Chris Mathis here for our good friends over at Moss Nissan, where the goal is to never lose your business over price, and all month long Black Friday savings in the month of November. The best selection of new Nissans in the Bay Area and no payments until 2025.
That's right, Tom. They also offer rates as low as 0% and pre-owned vehicles priced wholesale to the public.
And every purchase comes with the industry-exclusive Moss Care, which includes lifetime oil changes, tire rotations, and so much more. Moss Nissan, whatever it takes.
At Rivard Buick GMC, our hearts go out to everyone affected by the recent storms. We understand the challenges of rebuilding. And if a new or a used vehicle is a part of that journey, Rivard is here for you. Rest assured, the massive discounts you're accustomed to remain, regardless of inventory levels. While many dealers may raise prices based on availability, Rivard stands firm and is committed to supporting our community through this tough time. Visit RivardBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Can't get to a radio? Download the free iHeartRadio app and take WDAE anywhere you go. Presented by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Winn-Dixie.
More injury issues with the Bucs. Starting left tackle Tristan Wirfs to miss several weeks with an MCL sprain suffered in Sunday's loss to the 49ers. The Bucs are on their bye this week. Week 10 in the NFL wrapped up last night. The Dolphins snapping a 3-game skid by beating the Rams. College hoops, Florida is now 3-0. They blew away Grambling State. South Florida is in action tonight, playing at home against Arkansas Pine Bluff. I'm Matt McCoy.
Get the Winn-Dixie app and get rewards your way. Enjoy exclusive discounts, personalized deals on things you already buy, digital coupons, and more. Download the app to shop, earn, and save. Visit WinnDixie.com for details. That's WinnDixie.com.
Broadcasting live from the Rude Air Conditioning Studios. We are Tampa Bay's home for sports. Over 20 years and counting. 95.3 WDAE and the mighty AM 620. Powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Pat Aaron Show, 95.3 WDAE and AM 620. Sometimes I call Deion Sanders insane because he is. But I still kind of like him because he's hilarious as well. And I found him very funny this weekend after Texas Tech fans were not happy during one point in the football game, and they decided to start tossing some stuff out of the crowd and onto the field, I should say. And one of those things I find hilarious, Aaron, is they were throwing, and we'll hear from Deion here in a second, but they were throwing tortillas onto the field.
It's like a tradition there.
Why are we bringing tortillas to football games?
It's part of the tradition. I listen, I don't know where it started, how it started at Texas Tech at Jones Casey Stadium. There you go, your namesake, Casey. But I can't tell you why, but I kind of like it, man. This is what I love about college football. You got weird traditions like dudes and women bringing tortillas.
You throw squid on the ice in Detroit.
Yeah.
That's for hockey.
That stuff's awesome, man. So you do that with, yeah.
Feels wasteful. I love a good taco.
It's just a tortilla.
Well, why are you wasting the tortillas, though? They're delicious.
They're exciting. Hey, listen, as long as you're not throwing, tortillas, at least you've picked something that is fun and safe to throw. No one's getting hurt by a tortilla.
You never know.
It could get you in the eye.
Well, no, man, tough, I think, to get you in the eye, right? Because they're so flimsy. Let's say you're doing something important on the sideline, for a coach. You're running up and down the sideline, whatever it might be that your job is. Here comes a tortilla. It hits you flat.
Here comes a tortilla.
Here it comes. Hits you flat on the face.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just. You ever see those videos of people tossing slices of cheese on their dogs' faces?
Oh, no, they do it on their babies.
Oh, no, cats.
No, it's their babies.
It is their babies.
It's ridiculous.
Should we call Chris Torello and see if he'll do it with his baby?
No, we should call Child Protective Services and find out why people are getting away with this.
I don't know why we thought it was dogs. Well, yeah.
It's babies. I don't have a kid, and I'm not one to do parenting skills, but I do know throwing cheese on a baby's face just seems cruel.
What if you had a baby and I came over and I just happened to throw a slice of cheese on his face?
I don't think we'd be friends anymore.
Really?
You know I hate cheese.
That's a good point. Well, I don't think tortillas is fair, but yeah, the tortilla just lands on your face. You can't see anything now. You trip and fall down, maybe even die. So it could be very dangerous.
You sound like me. You sound ridiculous. You sound obscene. This is how I sound. Is this me all the time?
Well, here's what Deion Sanders had to say about the Texas Tech crowd throwing stuff.
The tortillas, it sounds like things are being thrown down on the field. Have you ever experienced something like that before?
Yeah. They've thrown everything but my mom hit me. In my career, you got to understand, I played baseball and football, so batteries and all kind of stuff. So this is normal. So we tried to prepare our young men for that. Thank God, a tortilla, that's what you call it, right? It's soft. It's not hard. But when they start throwing the water bottles and those other objects, that's when you got to alarm the officials and say, okay, now, tortillas are one thing.
Alarm them.
But water bottles and other things, that get a little crazy. But I'm thankful. I think Joey grabbed the microphone and tried. And it was a timeout, and one of his kids was down, and he said, man, I apologize. I said, no, I had to do it last week. So I had to do the same thing. I had to grab the microphone and talk to our students as well about throwing things. So he handled it professionally, and that's indicative to who he is.
There's a report that there were vape pens being thrown as well. Really, really weird.
That's also wasteful.
Unless
if you're a vapor, what? Don't you put a new one in? I'm not a big vapor, but
it depends on what they're using. But listen, here's the thing. Deion was getting batteries thrown at him when he was playing back in the day.
Oh yeah,
batteries.
Probably in Boston,
batteries.
They didn't always love people like Deion in Boston.
Were you carrying batteries around? I guess back in the day, batteries, everything was battery operated. So were you just taking the batteries out and go, I want to throw this battery so bad, I'm going to just not be able to use whatever I had the battery in.
Some jerk listening to the game on his Walkman, right? And then the batteries die and he's pissed about it. And he's like, well, there's Deion Sanders.
Got to chuck it.
Which you might be saying soon when you turn on the TV. Interestingly enough, Aaron brought this to my attention. Deion Sanders is about to start hosting a television show called We Got Time Today, which is interesting because Aaron's first question to me about Deion Sanders, because he's a college football coach, is how does he have time to actually host a television show? It's going to be like a daytime show, him and a woman. I didn't write her name down, but they're going to be talking about who knows what.
Roxy Diaz.
I love Roxy.
And he spelled ROCSI, Roxy, but it's a very classy way to spell Roxy. I was watching the Bucs game and I see this promo come up for We Got Time with Deion. I'm like, I just watched Colorado win an awesome game. This team is rolling right now. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's after the football season. Debut a week from today at 8:00 at night.
All right. Let me ask you this. When you looked at the promo, did you notice anything different between Deion Sanders in the promo and Deion Sanders commenting about tortillas?
He's got a beard in the one with the tortillas. Mm-hmm. So this is pre-taped.
I would imagine. And
these are done. These are already in the can.
Correct. I mean, I think, right? It could be live. I don't know. I would guess that it probably is not. I know that a lot of times with these kind of shows, because I've read or seen stuff about them. They'll tape. They do this with a lot of game shows as well. They'll tape several episodes in one day. So Dion could have pulled this off over the offseason in a couple of days. Boom, boom. Let's do 8 episodes or whatever the hell it is.
Maybe interviews and stuff like that. And maybe this was just a promo that he cut a while ago. But it seems like they're going to be discussing the latest in news, culture, entertainment, and sports. And you really don't do that unless it's live because it becomes, as we know, very outdated very quickly. So
they say that's the description of the show, Aaron.
Okay,
wouldn't you be surprised if it's just like normal interviews that aren't necessarily to date?
Real quick, let's say that we find out that this is live or it's taped the week of. Whatever.
When is it again? When's it air?
Next Tuesday, a week from today.
What time?
8 p.m.
Tuesday's the day off in the NFL. I don't know about college football.
I mean, you're giving the guy the out. I love what Dion's doing. I love watching the team's winning right now. But how focused can you truly be? And then it goes back to like how much is Dion really, as far as the day-to-day operations and the football aspect of things, how much is Dion really in charge of? And it's not like he has to be. If he's delegating to the right people and they're winning, they're 7-2, they have a chance to win the Big 12 championship and go to have a chance to win it all, then sure, I mean, delegate away. But to me, it just seems odd. Like if Nick Saban started doing a football show last year, there's a reason Nick Saban waited until after he was done coaching to go into TV. It's too much.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I would suspect that they're not live. I'd be very surprised. And if they are, it's weird. It's definitely weird because coaches spend a ton of time. And even in the offseason for college football, they're recruiting. So it is hard to imagine a guy having enough time. Here's another question we have for you. 82945. Message and data rates may apply. Start your text with DAE. Forget about if they'd have time or any of that stuff. What other figures in sports would you like to see host a TV show, like a talk show? 82945. Message and data rates may apply. What other figures in sports would you like to see maybe hosting a talk show that you would find interesting hosting a talk show? We'll get into some of the replies on the other side, and you're going to want to hear this as well because this is hilarious. When we return, we're going to tell you what question about a Georgia player led to Kirby Smart replying, "What an idiot." Hold on. This is a lot better.
Yeah.
If he does it, then I do it.
Just keep in mind, he said this about a college student.
Yes. We'll tell you what was asked that made Kirby Smart reply with this.
Yeah, what an idiot. I mean, just stupid.
That's coming up on the other side on the Pat Aaron Show, but want to remind you, could be a very important time for you if you're thinking about getting engaged or just buying something really nice. We're talking about the biggest and final store-wide sale of the year. It's coming next weekend at International Diamond Center, November 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Get extra savings store-wide. And by the way, they always have the best value. We always tell you about it. But right now, get extra savings store-wide and save up to 20% on virtually everything, or get zero interest financing. Again, next weekend, November 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. We're talking extreme value. The best deals of the year on rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, pendants, designer jewelry, you name it. And it's double the selection with all of the industry's top designers here with their entire collections with everything on sale. Big name designers from New York and Los Angeles. They're here with all of their new styles, tons of new styles, and all the latest designs from Verragio, Simon G, and many more.
So if you're looking to make your money go further, this is a fantastic opportunity. Get up to 20% off or 36 months zero interest financing. Think about it. A $3,000 pair of diamond studs, just $84 a month. It's a 3-day, $60 million event, lowest prices before the holidays, including over 1,000 new diamonds purchased just for this event, and all the hard-to-find shapes and sizes as well. You can't miss it. Not this weekend, but next weekend, November 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, only at International Diamond Center in Tampa, Clearwater, Lakeland, and Sarasota. And you can get more details always at shopidc.com.
Brilliant point on the Bartow Ford DA text line really quickly. You never get enough tortillas when you get fajitas, and now we know why, because of the waste that's going on at Texas Tech. All right, we'll get into Kirby Smart and why he called a player an idiot next.
WDAE
Traffic update.
From the Safe Touch Security Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Crash in Tampa on Hillsborough Avenue near Havana. Also, we're seeing building traffic on southbound 275 near I-4 and westbound I-4. The usual delays through the Plant City area lightens up around Branch Forbes. Westbound I-4 also a bit slow approaching downtown Tampa and 275. Get traffic info around the clock by searching News Radio WFLA on iHeartRadio. I'm Randy Myers.
To our Florida neighbors, your Lowe's community is still here with you. As you recover after Hurricane Milton, lean on them for help with cleanup and repair. Visit Lowe's in-store or online to find out about relief efforts in your area and to get emergency supplies now.
Why deal with nagging injury when you have access to world-class orthopedic care right here in your own backyard with Florida Orthopedic Institute and Tampa General Hospital?
It's easy to do. Pick up that phone today and dial 1-800-FL-ORTHO or go to floridaortho.com.
Some things in life you can just rely on, like the comfy fit of a favorite pair of jeans and the tried and true performance of a new AC system from Rude. So here's to reliability, built into everything we do. Rely on Rude. Get reliable cooling and comfort installed by a certified Rude Pro partner. Go to RudeACFlorida.com to schedule service with a Rude Pro partner today. That's RudeACFlorida.com. Powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
The event you've been waiting for, International Diamond Center biggest store-wide sale of the year, is next weekend, November 22nd, 23rd, and 24th.
20% off or 36 months zero interest financing next weekend only at IDC, Tampa, Clearwater, Lakeland, and Sarasota.
To our Florida neighbors, your Lowe's community is still here with you. As you recover after Hurricane Milton, you can lean on us for help with cleanup and repair. We're open and ready to help you get the supplies you need after the storm. We're here for your community. Visit Lowe's in-store or online to find out about relief efforts in your area and to get emergency supplies now.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $40 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $18 a month, a savings of nearly $300 a year.
Whether you need a $100,000 policy or a $10 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. In a hurry? Don't worry. With SelectQuote, you can get up to $2 million in instant, affordable, same-day coverage with no medical exam.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-637-9116. That's 1-800-637-9116. Or go to SelectQuote.com. That's 1-800-637-9116. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Hey, this is Kyle Brandt. You're busy. I'm busy. But every single Monday, we take 10 minutes to dish out 10 takes. NFL, life, whatever, but never more than 10 minutes. It's 10 takes with Kyle Brandt. Driving home from work? You got time for 10 takes. Taking a smoke break? You still smoke? You got time for 10 takes. Listen to 10 Takes with Kyle Brandt on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search 10 Takes with Kyle Brandt and start listening.
An iHeartRadio sports report presented by Mark Spain Real Estate.
T-Kraz here for my friends over at Green Tech Roofing and Solar. It is hurricane season, guys, so be prepared. Don't wait for a bad storm to come before you get your free roof inspection. My guys over at Green Tech Roofing and Solar can do it. You can have it done before the storm and after the storm. They will document everything over at Green Tech Roofing and Solar with their free roof inspections. They do residential and commercial, over 400 5-star reviews. So get out in front of it. Get ready for hurricane season. Go to greentechroofing.com. Tell them T-Kraz sent you.
For every ouch, oops, and uh-oh, there's a Band-Aid brand product that's best. Get great, dependable, everyday protection to help minor cuts and scrapes. The ultimate protection. From bandages to blister cushion. Your life is unique. So are our bandages. Band-Aid brand adhesive bandages.
Not flossing well? Then add the whoa of Listerine to your routine. New science shows it gets in between teeth to destroy 5 times more plaque above the gum line, then floss for a cleaner, healthier mouth. Listerine's invigorating rush, zapping millions of germs in seconds for that one-of-a-kind whoa.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
This report is sponsored by Audible.
Today and tomorrow are going to be warm, sunshine. Our high right around 85, 86 degrees today. Overnight, the low will drop back to about 74. Tomorrow, just like today, sunshine, our high right around 85, 86 degrees. And then on Friday, cooler air moves in. Our high only gets up to about 77. Get weather info around the clock by searching News Radio WFLA on iHeartRadio. I'm John Thomas.
Get immersed in new worlds and ideas with Audible. Explore an incredible selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals, all in one easy app. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
The biggest guests and analysts from around the world of sports. The Dan Patrick Show. This morning at 9. Now, back to the Pat and Aaron Show on WDAE. Streaming live on Alexa and the free iHeartRadio app.
Pat and Aaron 95.3 WDAE and AM 620. I saw this yesterday, and I don't know if I expected quite what I saw, because coaches a lot of times, even when guys like go out and get DUIs and do really stupid things, coaches will a lot of times tiptoe around it and be very, I don't know if defensive is protective of the player, right? That was not the case this weekend with Kirby Smart after, actually it was yesterday because he didn't see it over the weekend, much like myself, but there was a video floating around of his backup safety, and apparently Jake Pope, the backup safety for Georgia, not apparently because we've seen the video, he goes onto the field after, of course, Ole Miss wins, and the fans storm the field, Ole Miss fans, and they're jumping up and down and celebrating, and Jake Pope runs into an old friend of his, apparently, and what's he do? He starts jumping up and down celebrating with Ole Miss fans.
It's the most insane video when you actually see and realize Ole Miss won the game, and you see a guy in full Georgia uniform, shoulder pads and everything.
Smiling ear to ear.
Elated, jumping up and down, up and down. Now, his excuse for it, I want to get to. Let's play Kirby Smart's audio first. The excuse for it.
Kirby says it, and it's a terrible excuse.
Yeah, and I want to, and he has comments as well. So here's Coach Kirby Smart, which this is the funniest thing you'll hear today. This is great.
Kirby, there's a video on social media of Jake Pope seemingly celebrating with some Ole Miss fans on the field after the game. Just wanted to see if you had seen that and what your reaction to it was.
Yeah, what an idiot. Just stupid. I didn't see it till today, but he's embarrassed about it. He's upset about it. That's obviously a childhood friend of his. He grew up and played with there at Buford and knows him, hadn't seen him in forever, but just not real smart. But to be honest with you, I don't have time to waste energy on that. You know what I'm saying? Like my focus is on Tennessee. I'm not worried about that.
He said, what an idiot. That is great. And he knows why he did.
Listen, just stupid.
He knows the excuse. He knows why he was out there celebrating. He saw a friend. Either way, dude, you got to know the situation, man. You got to know your team just lost in a big game, and good chances are you're not going to make the playoffs now because of it, or at least hurt your chance.
I can imagine seeing a friend in that situation and being really excited to see that friend. Jumping up and down, celebrating with him after you lost. I might give him a hug. I might be saying, good to see you. I'm not going to be elated. And like you said, that he looked elated.
Even if you had the smile on your face because you saw your friend, once I heard the excuse, I'd get past it. You're right. The jumping up and down. You have to put thought into, as a human being, I'm deciding now to jump up and down. When do you jump up and down in excitement? How often do you do that?
I don't do it a lot, but it's not something you have to really think through.
If I'm excited,
my feet are coming off the ground and my knees are going to move.
If something drives you to the emotion of jumping up and down, that's something that's going in your mind, you're jumping up and down. No?
Well, you're excited about something, but you don't actually think about the process of jumping.
I don't know. While I'm jumping, I'm thinking about why I'm jumping and why I'm so excited. When you play
basketball, if you go in for a layup, are you actually thinking about your feet and how you leave the ground?
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Yes, I
Don't
am.
lie to me.
Getting my opposite foot up on the layup. I'm getting my opposite foot up, and I'm trying to, like, if I'm going for a righty, I'm putting a right foot up. I think about that. Absolutely.
That's not the opposite foot.
Well, the opposite from
left?
the hoop, from where the basket is, from where the hoop is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant opposite of your hand.
No. Same as my hand. Listen, I'm just telling you, for me, it takes a lot for me to be so excited to jump. I'm never getting that excited where I'm jumping. So, this kid
You've never jumped up and down from excitement.
Definitely not from, maybe if I saw somebody the first time, but like we go up and hug each other and jump into each other's arms.
You know when I've never jumped up and down from excitement? When I've lost.
It's crazy.
When I've lost.
He put out a statement on Twitter.
I'm an idiot. I hope he said, I'm an idiot.
He said, I wanted to address the videos that have been put out after the Ole Miss game. First and foremost, I want to say I'm sorry for the way it was taken out of perspective and has caused distractions and commotion for my teammates and coaches.
Taking out of perspective.
This is not representative of who I am in any way. In no way, shape, or form would I ever celebrate a loss in this program, and anyone who knows me knows that well. My longtime family and friends had come up to me unexpectedly after the game as I was trying to get off the field to safety, and were extremely excited to see me after the game. I was also surprised to see them as well, and that's why you saw the reaction I gave via the video. They were also very close to the former teammate and longtime friend on the Ole Miss team, which is why they have those jerseys on. They have come to my games as well.
I am just stupid.
I am Georgia through thick and thin, and have never loved a group of guys more than the guys I go to battle with day in and day out. Lastly, and once again, I'm sorry to all my teammates, coaches, and fans all around about the way the video looked, and I chose to move forward and get ready for a great season, the rest of the season with my brothers. Go Dogs.
You kidding me?
He's an idiot.
I mean, that's just... And by the way, if nobody around you is jumping up and down, fine. But you're jumping up and down like almost in unison with all the fans around you. So it's a terrible excuse.
Know the situation. When if my coach ever called me an idiot publicly, I would just want to crawl away under a rock and never come out.
All right, a loaded 7 o'clock hour starting on the other side, including why this bye week is so important for the Buccaneers. LPGA golfer Brittany Lincecum, how the Buccaneers won 6 of 7 to end the season last year, and, of course, Situation Men, all coming up in a loaded 7 o'clock hour. It's the Pat and Aaron Show.
You wouldn't know it, but most financial advisors are put in a box. I'm Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I want to provide you a little insight about financial advisors. Most financial advisors have to sell what their company requires them to sell, and many advisors have to only adhere to what's called a suitability standard. A suitability standard is a limited standard of care, not requiring what's sold to be best, just suitable. Advisors with this loose standard often have limited investment and product selection. Trajan Wealth is held to a fiduciary standard, which is the highest standard of care in the advisory business. And that's just one of the many reasons we have billions of dollars under our care and attract clients from other advisors. Raise your standards today and call Trajan Wealth. Call 813-550-1000. That's 813-550-1000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
With its new look and taste, Dasani is always crisp, clean, and refreshing. So, when thirst calls, answer with the new refreshed taste of Dasani water, now without salt. Learn more at Dasani.com.
You've got so many chances to win big on Hard Rock Bet. Even a small bet can bring in that serious cash. All you need is $1 and a dream.
Unbelievable. They've hit the parlay. Let's go!
Big payouts for every kind of player.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Get up to $100 back if your first bet doesn't win. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. For over 35 years, we've grown by offering our clients more offices, more lawyers, and recovering more than $20 billion. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This holiday at T-Mobile, I'm joined by a special co-anchor.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, Big Snoop D-O Double G.
Snoop, let's talk about T-Mobile.
Okay, cool.
This holiday, get 4 lines for $25 a line, plus 4 iPhone 16s with Apple Intelligence and the all-new camera control on us.
Let's get cracking. like a breakfast egg.
You can use those eggs to make some eggnog, Snoop.
Respect.
And people do love T-Mobile, where you can save on every plan versus the other big guys.
You know, y'all could take some of those savings and buy some Snoop merchandise.
Always a great stocking stuffer, Snoop.
We up out of here.
Hold your horses, Snoop D-O-double-G. Let's remind people one more time.
Head to T-Mobile.com and get 4 iPhone 16s with Apple Intelligence on us, plus 4 lines for $25. Now drop that jingle.
With 24 monthly bill credits, 4 eligible trade-ins, and 4 new lines with autopay. Well-qualified customers plus taxes and fees and $35 per line connection charge. Cancel entire account before receiving 24 bill credits and credit stop and balance on required finance agreements due. $829.99. Credits end if you pay off device early. See how you can save on wireless and streaming versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence available now.
An iHeartRadio sports report presented by Mark Spain Real Estate.
Broadcasting from the Rude Air Conditioning Studios. The 24/7 home for those who represent Team Tampa Bay. We are 95.3 FM, W237CW Pinellas Park, WRUB HD3 Clearwater, and the mighty 620 WDAE St. Petersburg. Streaming live right now on your free iHeartRadio app. All your sports, music, talk, and podcasts. Hey, Tampa Bay, free has never sounded so good. Punch the preset for the ride home on The Drive with T-Crass. Coming up at 3. Now, back to the Pat and Aaron Show on WDAE. Streaming live on Alexa and the free iHeartRadio app.
Welcome back, Pat and Aaron Show, 95.3 WDAE and AM 620. We are live on YouTube. You can watch us on YouTube. Just search 95.3 WDAE. Click around. You'll find us. We got a bunch of people watching now. People are starting to find our YouTube page again. So if you find it, you'll see us live. Like and subscribe.
Once we found it, I knew we were in business.
Yeah, like and subscribe when you find it. I know a lot of people were waiting to get that back.
Do you see the latest comments on there?
No, I don't.
8 and 9, right? More like 7 and 10 at best. And then he goes beyond that and says, week 17 and 18 need to sit Evans, Baker, and Otten.
I mean, yeah, if you want to look at it that way, if you want to look down the stretch and look at an easy part of the schedule and think they're going to absolutely fall on their face, which, by the way, if you go 500 down the stretch, you're falling on your face, considering how light this schedule is. But this bye week for this Bucs team comes at the perfect time because you are hurt. Your Tristan Wirfs is banged up, even though we got the best news from him as far as the MCL sprain.
Best possible
news as far as week to week. So hopefully, best case scenario, he gets right and he's ready for after the bye. Worst case scenario, you get him back at least for that, maybe the week after, but get him back most importantly for what I think, and I believe you think, Pat, is the toughest remaining game on their schedule in the LA Chargers.
It's the only game, I think, really, that they should be worried about for the end of the season.
Now that Dak
they're all NFL games. Anybody can beat you. Any given Sunday's a thing. The only team I look at and think that should be a really tough matchup is the Los Angeles Chargers.
Now that Dak is done with the Dallas Cowboys, not that Dallas was having a great season anyway, or even a good season, but that's a dangerous team with a lot of weapons and on defense now that Micah Parsons is back, regardless of what he's saying after games.
He's hilarious.
He is such an unbelievable player. So
we always want honesty until we get it.
That defense can wreak havoc, but for this Bucs team that has a lot of, not just talking about Vita Vea, or not just talking about Tristan Wirfs now, but talking about getting Mike Evans back after the bye, getting Jalen McMillan back, weapons on this offense that are going to help out.
Don't forget about Jamel Dean.
And
we'll see how long.
And
he's hurt again, but
it's not something that we're talking about a lot, but it is something you have mentioned. Antoine Winfield Jr. hasn't looked himself, especially lately, and you think that something's wrong. Something's not right.
He didn't go from being the best safety in football to an average safety overnight.
And you think it's something physical?
I know it's not that he doesn't give a damn, right?
It's not mental. It's something physical. So if it is anything at all, other than just having a rough season at times, not looking like himself, not having a bad season, just not having an Antoine Winfield Jr. type season. So maybe if he is dealing with something kind of secretively, that this bye week for him, a guy who is just so important to what this defense does, he can get right and be ready for the following game.
They're going to need big plays from him and big plays from the guys that are out there because they're not, and that's why I continue to say and have believed through a big portion of the season, once it was obvious that they just weren't going to cover anyone in zone, just be aggressive. Just Throw all the crazy blitz packages out there. You're going to get beat for big plays, but you know what? We're dying a slow death anyways. Let's go out there, be aggressive. Maybe you create a couple turnovers, and maybe you win games because of them.
Yeah, and that's it. And when you talk about turnovers, Antoine Winfield Jr., when he's right, a big part of his game is being able to turn the football over and do something wild. We almost saw it earlier this year in a big moment. We all, I think, agree that Kyle Pitts, I believe it was that Kyle Pitts play, wasn't fully in the end zone, but for some odd reason, they don't have a pylon cam.
I think the near interception as well that we talked about a couple weeks back, where it's just like he didn't get there as quickly as you're used to him getting there. It's just
the play. I don't know if it was the same play you're talking about, but the Hopkins fly ball.
Yes.
That he camped under, waiting for it to get to him instead of being the aggressive guy that he is.
I disagree with that. I don't think he was just waiting for it. I think he was going after it. I just didn't think he got there as quickly as we're used to him getting there.
Yeah, but either way, it's not the guy
he
we're
wasn't
used to
fielding
seeing.
it like a punt.
And maybe it is. Maybe he comes back after the bye, gets an extra week of really some rest here, and comes back right, because they're going to need all hands on deck here down the stretch. When we took a look at this schedule being a really favorable schedule, you're going to have to win either all of them or everyone but one. I think you look at the schedule, you can only afford to lose one more game, and it's not impossible. The Bucs did this last year in the same position, and what did? They went off and rallied 6 of their last 7 and won the division.
Now, there was one big difference last year.
Atlanta sucked.
Well, okay, then there were 2 big differences last year. And again, I don't think they're necessarily going to win the division, but I still think a wild card is very much in play. But the team that did win 6 of 7 last year was a lot more healthy than this team.
No doubt.
That is the one thing, as Scott Reynolds mentioned to us on Monday, yesterday. Mike Evans was never hurt. Chris Godwin was never hurt. The offense as a whole, they dealt with some stuff on defense, but the offense as a whole was incredibly healthy. You can't say that this year.
We're going to be giving away in just a little bit here tickets to the Annika, an amazing LPGA, I should say. LPGA.
Who the hell spelled that wrong? That was me. Sorry.
LPGA Tour event. It's going to be at the Pelican. And I got a chance to talk with Brittany Lincecum. She was in studio, and she was awesome. I really enjoyed the conversation I had with Brittany Lincecum. We're going to let you hear that. And then after that, we're going to give away tickets in the 8 o'clock hour to the Annika, your chance to win a pair of tickets to the LPGA event that's going to be at the Pelican on Sunday. You're going to get 2 tickets. That's going to be coming up in just a little bit. But my conversation with Brittany Lincecum on the other side. But before we do that,
I want to tell you about our good friends at Suncoast Credit Union. We've been telling you all through baseball season about how much great things they do for our community. And listen, it's amazing to see them donate $90 every time a Rays player gets a base hit or hits a home run. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. They are constantly giving back to our community, constantly giving back to their customers like you.
Yeah, and when we talk about home equity and your home equity and how it may be able to help you in tough times, by applying for a home equity loan from Suncoast Credit Union, you'll get a personalized review of your application so you can get into the best loan product for your needs, your budget. That's why at Suncoast they cover up to $1,000 in closing costs so you can keep more money in your pocket. It's easy to apply. It's online at suncoast.com/restore. That's RESTORE. Suncoast.com/restore. Membership is required. Other terms and conditions apply. Brittany Lincecum, LPGA major champion and great, who's coming towards the end of her career. She's going to join us next on the Pat and Aaron Show.
WDAE
Traffic update.
from the Safe Touch Security Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by eBay.
Crash on northbound Bruceby Downs Boulevard, just north of Fowler Avenue near Campus Hill Drive. Also a crash being cleared in Tampa, westbound Hillsborough Avenue near Havana Avenue. And, of course, building traffic on westbound I-4 near Branch Forbes Road and through Ybor City from before 22nd Street to 275. Get traffic info around the clock by searching News Radio WFLA on iHeartRadio. I'm Randy Myers.
We all got a thing. Yes, even you. If you love fashion, car parts, trading cards, whatever you're into, it's on eBay. So go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
If you've been renting and are now displaced from the storms, you could be eligible for a home loan that does not require a down payment. Reach out to our guy, John Howard, who knows what you're going through. Find out more at HowardTeamHomeLoans.com. Lower LLC, NMLS 1124061. Equal housing opportunity. Terms and conditions apply.
At Mazda of Clearwater, the choice is clear. Look at those Google ratings.
No fine print, addendums, games, or gimmicks. It's all right there. Visit them at Mazda of Clearwater on US 19 just south of Roosevelt, East Bay Drive, or online at MazdaofClearwater.com.
Hey, Rays fans, for the best insights, interviews, and analysis surrounding the Rays, check out the Tampa Bay Rays podcast, hosted by your favorite Rays radio personalities. Just search Tampa Bay Rays for all the latest on demand on the iHeartRadio app, and raise up with the Tampa Bay Rays.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word HAPPY right now to 20129. That's HAPPY to 20129.
Hey, pet parents. With Progressive's collision coverage, you get extra protection for your cat or dog, because there's nothing worse than seeing your pet hurt. Like when you see their face after accidentally stepping on their tail, and you say, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Pickles." But as you kiss his nose and rub his little belly welly, you know Mr. Pickles is thinking, "You betrayed me." Anywho, Progressive pays up to $1,000 in vet bills if your pet is injured in an auto accident. Learn more at Progressive.com and watch where you step. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Collision coverage subject to policy terms. Not available in all states.
The holidays are here at the Home Depot, so let's get to decorating. Find your perfect tree in our huge assortment of shapes, sizes, and styles. Like the easy-to-assemble Jackson Noble Fir, with pre-lit branches perfect for styling with all your favorite ornaments. Or the Flock Starry Light Fraser Fir, with over 1,900 pre-lit memory wire branches that keep their shape so it's ready right out of the box. Ooh. Find the perfect tree now at the Home Depot.
Good morning, Doctor.
Doctor?
Hi, Doctor.
Doctor?
Dr. Jackson's practice is growing.
What do you mean we're still short-staffed?
He needs a good patient doctor.
How do we not have enough doctors to doctor all these patients?
And he doesn't have the patience to sift through hundreds of resumes.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The free iHeart app goes everywhere you do, because it's always on your phone and ready for whatever you're in the mood for. Even better, when you plug your phone into Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, the app becomes part of the dash with a seamless way to listen to your favorite radio stations, the latest must-hear podcast, or a custom playlist to get you focused. And with the holidays on the horizon, the app makes the perfect shopping companion while you search for the ultimate parking spot.
There it is.
Try Apple CarPlay or Android Auto with the iHeart app today.
iHeartRadio.
You don't have time for small sales, so we're going big. For one day only, you can get up to 50% off New South Windows and Doors. Just visit our showroom on November 16th and bring your window and door measurements for 40% off. Want that extra 10% off? Show your U.S. military ID or bring a Toys for Tots donation. Get New South Windows and Doors for up to half the price, in person only. November 16th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Visit newsouthwindow.com/50 to find a showroom near you.
I am delighted to have one of my good friends here with me today. Guess who?
Ronnie, it's me, Elizabeth Holland, co-founder of the Holland Group Retirement Wealth Advisors. Our listeners are reaching out to us wondering how to protect their retirement accounts and plan for a more sustainable retirement. You're not alone if you're wondering the same.
Call us at 727-228-6449 to learn how we can help, or Google the Holland Group Retirement Wealth Advisors.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and take WDAE with you anywhere you go. Presented by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
This report is sponsored by Allstate.
Today and tomorrow are going to be warm sunshine. Our high right around 85, 86 degrees today. Overnight, the low will drop back to about 74 tomorrow. Just like today, sunshine, our high right around 85, 86 degrees. And then on Friday, cooler air moves in. Our high only gets up to about 77. Get weather info around the clock by searching News Radio WFLA on iHeartRadio. I'm John Thomas.
Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
For more information about contests on this station, go to 953wdae.com/rules. Bookmark it. 953wdae.com for all your Tampa Bay sports needs and more. Now, back to the Pat and Aaron Show on WDAE, streaming live on Alexa and the free iHeartRadio app.
All right, welcome back to the Pat and Aaron Show, and very excited for our next guest and very excited for what's going to be going on here in our backyard as we are talking about the Annika driven by Gamebridge at Pelican Key. It's going to be open to the public November 13th through the 17th, and joining us right now, two-time major champion, 8-time LPGA Tour winner, and a Tampa resident, Brittany Lincecum. Great to see you, Brittany. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so let's talk about this event. What a great event. What a great golf course, which I want to talk about as well. But for you personally, how much do you love this event? I mean, this is basically your backyard.
It is, and it's crazy. You know, friends and family don't get to come see me play very often. So this event, 40 minutes from my front door, it's going to be awesome. And the golf course is always in fantastic condition, and it's just going to be an honor to play.
Or you're in Gulfport, where you live usually?
Gulfport.
So this course, the Pelican, I have a friend, a buddy actually down the hall here who's a member there. He's been telling me he's going to take me there. I haven't been there yet. I heard some amazing things about this golf course.
It is super tricky. Tee to green, not too many trees in your way. There's no water hazards, nothing like that, which is crazy for a golf course. There's normally a lot of hazards. It's really the greens. The greens are the size of this building, and there's a lot of buried elephants and humps, and you really got to kind of get your way around the greens is the hard part.
I go by undulation. What's a buried elephant?
Like a mound that's just like a hill in the middle of it for no reason.
Yep.
But the architect thought it would be cool to put it there, but it makes it really challenging. So,
what do you prefer? A course with more trees or a course with more water? Like, what's more dangerous to your game?
I feel like tree lined I play better because you have to focus, hitting it, down the trees, keeping it in play. Obviously, I just try to avoid the water as much as possible.
It's going to be an awesome, awesome event. It's the 2024, the Annika driven by Gamebridge at Pelican. And the tagline for this event is "Lead with Legacy." I want to talk about your legacy.
Yeah.
It's got to be. This has got to be very emotional for you. You're coming towards the backstretch here of your career. You got an exemption to play in this event. Just talk about that moment, making the decision, your life, and your kids. Your eldest daughter now in kindergarten, I believe, and that was a major part of your decision here to call it close to your career. Just talk about that call when you found out you were going to get the exemption to play in this awesome event.
Yeah, it was. Been on tour 20 years. I'm cutting back from full-time play. This year, this will be my last full-time season. So when I got the call, I called Mr. Doyle right away, and I was literally in tears crying. Like, it just, all my career, everything just kind of put together in this event, just getting in and being able to have friends and family come out and support, my last full-time event. There's really, I'm going to probably cry on the first tee, whatever, which day, I can't even describe it. It's just going to be so cool, and I'm really grateful for the opportunity.
That's got to be tough if tears are streaming down your face to set up, and my knees are already shaking anyway. You talk. Well, let's talk about the Annika Foundation and really all the proceeds that are benefiting the Annika Foundation. Let's talk about Annika Sorenstam. Obviously, your mark on what you've done in your career, but what about hers and what she's been able to do and what she's meant for the game?
Yeah, it's incredible. When I turned my first rookie year was 2005, and just hitting the balls on the driving range next to her was super surreal. Like somebody I had looked up to my whole career, like growing up, and even to this day, just wanting to be like her and win as many times as she has won. So anything that has her name on it with the Pelican, I mean, it's just a win-win. It's going to be an awesome event, and for her to give it back for her charity, it's just. She really goes above and beyond, and it's really cool to have her around.
We're talking with Brittany Lincecum right now. We're talking about the Annika driven by Gamebridge at Pelican. And make sure you get your tickets now. Tickets at theannika.com. That's theannika.com. ANNIKA.com. Grab those tickets. It's going to be such an amazing event. Each of the top 8 are going to be there. 16 of the top 20 in the world are going to be there. Major champions, a lot of fan favorites. I mean, you can't beat the field that we're going to see here.
No, and I need to go talk to the 4 girls from the top 20 that aren't here. This is an amazing event at an amazing venue. The purse is really big. It's just an awesome event, and hope the community comes out and supports. We don't get a lot of events in this area, so bring the kids, bring the family, especially on the practice day Wednesday. If you want to get some autographs, you can even do that on the tournament days as well. But it's just going to be a great event. Bring the kids out. They don't have to be super quiet like you always think golf is. It's okay. Still bring them out. It's going to be fun.
Right, and it's going to be even more for Caitlin Clark's going to be out there hanging around next week. I mean, I think this is awesome. Someone who is taking the WNBA to new heights. And when we talk about women succeeding in their sport and elevating the sport, I think that's going to be great. It's going to be a lot of fun next week with her.
Oh my gosh. I mean, what she's done for basketball, just bringing that into golf a little bit, just helping us grow the women's side. It's just going to be so cool. I'm hoping my tee time is somewhere around hers. Maybe get a picture, but it's going to be cool. I know she's been working on her golf game. I've seen it on social media, so we'll see how she is.
Hey, if you evaluated the swing, she got a smooth swing. Is it like her jump shot?
She does have a smooth swing. It's pretty incredible.
So let's talk about some of the cool things happening that's going to be happening at the Annika. The hole-in-one, number 12. If you get the hole-in-one, 2-year lease on a Lamborghini SUV, insurance paid and all. Do those come into your mind when you go up to the hole of like, if you get a hole-in-one here, this could happen?
I'm surprised the Doyles are still doing that because the first year I think there was 3 holes-in-ones made on that hole. So it's really cool. I mean, to drive around town in a Lamborghini, come on, that'd be the coolest thing ever.
It really is. Now, who are the best young players? Who are some of the names people should be watching out for moving forward here?
Oh, gosh. I mean, there's so many. I mean, the tour goes so deep now, and it's so great to see. Nelly Corda, obviously, Lydia Ko. But, I mean, literally, when I turned pro 20 years ago, maybe the top 20 had a chance to win. Now, literally anybody on the tour has a chance to win. It goes that deep now. So just find somebody you want to root for and go root them on.
All right. Now, selfishly, I'm going to talk about my own golf game right now. So I, like any other, I don't even know if I call myself an amateur. I've been playing for years, but I play for fun. I try to go out once a week. I'm actually going out today after we talk. I'm going to go out to a little par 3 course, hit around a little bit. But my biggest struggle is I can go anywhere. If I'm in the zone, I could be low 80s. But if I'm not, you could see me in the 90s. And if I'm not, like when I'm in the zone, I can feel it. I can feel getting into that slot. Like, can't exactly tell you what I'm doing to get there.
Sure.
But mechanically, like everything is just going. Yep. And I find in my head, if I dwindle it down to like 1 or 2 things to concentrate on, not thinking about a million things, my swing's better.
Yeah.
And everyone goes through a funk, even professionals.
Yep.
What's a funk like for a professional? Because I know a funk like for me, it's shanks. I can't figure it out. For a professional like you and one with the accolades and the resume that you have, what's like a funk for you?
I think the swing juice helps some of the amateur golfers get through those. But, it could be anything. I feel like I've had the yips putting before. I have shanked it multiple times in tournaments before. So it's just... you just never know what's going to kind of come up. Short game always seems to be where we can gain strokes and either hit or miss. If your short game is on, then you're playing really well that day. But it could be literally anything. You just never know. You just got to, whatever swing you have that day is the one you go with. You can't be trying to fix it. Like I'm normally a draw player. If I step up to the first tee and I'm hitting a cut, I got to play a cut the rest of the day. You just got to play it. You can't try to fix it.
I fixed it throughout the round the whole time. I'll have 40 different swings throughout one round.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's tricky.
And it leads me to my next question. And once again, get the tickets for this. It's going to be an awesome event. TheAnnika.com. It's the Annika driven by Gamebridge at Pelican. Open to the public November 13th through the 17th, and just such a strong field. So make sure you grab those tickets. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, you get one shot to be perfect.
Uh-oh.
Driver, 150 and within, or one putt every time. What's for an amateur golfer? What's the best one to go with?
I mean, I would say putting, but for me, it's my driver. I love my driver. I love hitting it far.
It sets you up.
Yeah.
It sets you up. If you can that changed my game. When I could actually hit it, I'm probably about 250, 260. If I can get it down the center, if I'm 150 and within every time, that sets me up. But then again, the 150 and within shot,
it's hard.
Very tough. If I can get the ball, if I can spray the ball 250 to the right, and I'll end up 150 and within, no matter where I am, and I can guarantee I'm on the green, I think for me, that's the shot.
Yeah, that could be. I've over my years of playing, I try to eliminate one side of the golf course. So being a draw player, the right side is most times out of play. So if I'm going to miss it, it's going to go left. So if you can try to eliminate one side of the golf course, I think that's helpful. But if I had to pick one, I'd probably be the putting, because putting is where you're going to save the strokes. But I'm known as a long hitter, so I love the driver.
Yeah, we remember some of the long hits and some of the great moments you've had, and we're all looking forward to seeing you. 2-time major champion, Tampa resident, 8-time LPGA Tour winner, and really playing in her backyard and playing on an exemption, and you're not going to be playing full-time moving forward, so not a lot of chances, and now you get to see Brittany in our backyard. It's going to be an awesome event, so check it out. The Annika, driven by Gamebridge at Pelican. Go get those tickets now at TheAnnika.com. That's TheAnnika.com. I'm not done with you. I'm going to steal you for about 3 minutes. Will you help me, please? I'm going to put it on social media. I would just a simple grip, a simple way, because I never know, and I always see that a lot of people start with if you're hit righty, they'll put the right hand on, and then they'll put the lead hand, like they'll tuck it under.
Okay.
I don't do that. I do it differently every time. So you're going to
gotta
help
have
me.
a good pre-shot routine.
That's very important. Brittany Lincecum, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And that was Brittany Lincecum. Spoke with her the other day. Really enjoyed the conversation. Pat, of course, was not there. Had to run.
Yeah, but I was right here listening, and I just said to you, like, of course you use that time to selfishly get tips for yourself.
Why not? But I helped everyone else out. Casey, if you could collaborate with me or put it on Instagram. I know you put it on Twitter. You still have that video, right?
Yeah, I actually just reposted it from the WDAE account, so it's right there
move.
at the top. Yeah,
Beautiful move. I'll retweet that as well, at 95.3 WDAE, at Jacobson on air, if you want a little grip tip from Brittany Lincecum. And then we'll give away tickets coming up in the 8 o'clock hour to that event, the Annika on Sunday at the Pelican Golf Club. 2 tickets. That's coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. But on the other side, how did the Bucks win 6 of 7 to end the year last year? We'll let Todd Bowles tell you next on the Pat and Aaron Show.
Listening on the free iHeartRadio app? Thanks to Farah and Farah, it's never been easier to send your opinions directly to your favorite show. When you open the app, click the red talkback microphone and hit send. Farah and Farah, here to make it easy, Tampa.
All right, also want to tell you guys about what happens if you get an injury and who you have to visit. You know the deal. We have the doctors on every Thursday from Florida Orthopedic Institute and Tampa General Hospital because they are the best of the best. And we talk to them about injuries that some athletes are dealing with. Of course, that helps you with your fantasy lineups. But also on top of that, you may have been dealing with an injury like this yourself. You may be dealing with it right now, or maybe you know somebody who's dealing with it. Don't wait any longer. Book that appointment today.
And one of the good things and great things really about Florida Orthopedic Institute is they understand that accidents don't keep regular business hours. So if you have a bone, joint, or muscle injury as the result of playing sports or other physical activities, you can get immediate orthopedic care and not have to wait around like you might somewhere else. So you got to make sure you have their number, their website. It's easy to have. Just have it ready for whenever you might have that injury to get that world-class orthopedic care right here in your own backyard. Just call 800-FL-ORTHO or go to floridaortho.com.
Can the Bucks win 6 of 7 to end the year like they did last year? We'll hear from Todd Bowles next.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Today, we're the largest injury firm in the world, and I'm thankful to you for trusting us all these years. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. Injured? The choice is easy. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hello, I'm Brian Lane Gill, Executive Director of Clearwater Gas System. This past May, we celebrated 100 years of providing reliable and affordable gas energy to North Pinellas and parts of Pasco County. We're honored to be your trusted energy provider and grateful for your support. As we look to the future, we're excited to keep growing with you. Discover the benefits of natural gas at clearwatergas.com. That's clearwatergas.com. And here's to the next 100 years and beyond.
To our Florida neighbors, your Lowe's community is still here with you. As you recover after Hurricane Milton, you can lean on us for help with cleanup and repair. We're open and ready to help you get the supplies you need after the storm. We're here for your community. Visit Lowe's in-store or online to find out about relief efforts in your area and to get emergency supplies now.
Skip the hassle and sell your home with the strongest cash offer this fall. The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate is the easiest way to sell your home. Hey, it's Aaron Jacobson here, and with the guaranteed offer, you can skip the uncertainty and sell your home fast for all cash in as little as 21 days. Mark Spain Real Estate has been serving families for nearly 30 years and have helped over 58,000 satisfied clients. Trust the top real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home fast and for maximum profit. Go to markspain.com and find out what your guaranteed offer would be today and start packing.
The free iHeart app goes everywhere you do. Even better, when you plug your phone into Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, the app becomes part of the dash with a seamless way to listen to your favorite radio stations, the latest must-hear podcast, or a custom playlist to get you focused. Try Apple CarPlay or Android Auto with the iHeart app today.
This holiday at T-Mobile, I'm joined by a special co-anchor.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, Big Snoop D-O-double-G.
Snoop, let's talk about T-Mobile.
Okay, cool.
This holiday, get 4 lines for $25 a line, plus 4 iPhone 16s with Apple Intelligence and the all-new camera control on us.
Let's get cracking, like a breakfast egg.
You can use those eggs to make some eggnog, Snoop.
Respect.
And people do love T-Mobile, where you can save on every plan versus the other big guys.
You know, y'all could take some of those savings and buy some Snoop merchandise.
Always a great stocking stuffer, Snoop.
We up out of here.
Hold your horses, Snoop D-O-double-G. Let's remind people one more time.
Head to T-Mobile.com and get 4 iPhone 16s with Apple Intelligence on us, plus 4 lines for $25. Now drop that joke.
With 24 monthly bill credits, 4 eligible trade-ins, and 4 new lines with AutoPay. Well-qualified customers plus taxes and fees and $35 per line connection charge. Cancel entire account before receiving 24 bill credits and credit stop and balance on required finance agreements due. $829.99. Credits end if you pay off device early. See how you can save on wireless and streaming versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence available now.
The Annika, driven by Gamebridge and Pelican Golf Club. Tickets and info at theannika.com.
1, 2, 3. Broadcasting live from the Rude Air Conditioning Studios. We are Tampa Bay's home for sports and Buccaneers fans around the world. Over 20 years and counting. 95.3 WDAE and the mighty AM 620. Powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Do you think this end of the season for the Buccaneers is going to go a lot like last year, where they won 6 of 7 and they ended up winning the division? Well, yeah, it's a much different Atlanta Falcons team in the division that's leading the way right now, with Kirk Cousins looking much better than what you saw, whatever they put out there last season. It was a combination of people, but
how about last week?
Desmond Ridder, and what about last week?
Didn't look a whole lot better than last season.
I mean, listen, he wasn't getting the ball in the end zone, but he was still hitting his receivers. You still had Bijan Robinson doing work. You still had London and Mooney doing work, so they've got weapons there, and they're utilizing the weapons much more so than last year. We talk about duds all the time, and good teams are going to put up duds. The Falcons are not a great team, but they're not a bad team. They're right there as a good team. I think the Bucs and the Falcons, as we saw in their matchups, extremely evenly matched. The Buccaneers should have at least won 1, probably should have won 2.
They're both 5-5 today if they win one of those games.
And they're very evenly matched, but the Buccaneers and the Falcons were not evenly matched last year. The Buccaneers were a better team than the Falcons last year, and they just got by that division and won that division over the Falcons and the Saints. Just got by. But now you're talking about a Falcons team that is much improved. They are better than last year, and they do have control of this division, because whether the Bucs should have won that game or not, they didn't. They lost that game. They lost both those games, and now they find themselves behind the 8 ball because you can't win that tiebreaker. If you win one or both of those games, you got the easy road in because you got the tiebreaker.
You have to root for an absolute, or hope for an absolute collapse by Atlanta, even if you're really good.
And Todd Bowles talked about what they need to do and what that streak and the strategy was last year in winning 6 of the last 7 games. Here's Todd Bowles.
We maintained what we were. We stopped making less mistakes. We stopped making less mistakes, as the case is this time around. We got to make less mistakes, especially at finished ball games. That's really all there is to it.
Oh, hold on. Is that an imposter, Todd Bowles? Because he sounded very weird.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, there was some distortion on the mic or something. Interesting.
Did he say they stopped making less mistakes? That's what it sounded like. Can we hear it again?
Yeah, here it is.
We maintained what we were. We stopped making less mistakes. We stopped making less mistakes, as the case is this time around. We got to make less mistakes, especially at finished ball games. That's really all there is to it.
I mean, he's not wrong. It's a generic Todd Bowles vanilla answer. It's as vanilla of an answer as you can get from someone. And you get that a lot with Todd Bowles. But within that vanilla answer, he's not wrong. Guys have to execute. And at some point, it is as simple as that. Because Todd Bowles, the scheme is the scheme, the defense is the defense, and guys are just going to have to do their jobs.
Is that okay, though? Because it bothers me, and I mentioned that yesterday, that one of the things that kind of stuck out to me is the fact that when you look at what Todd Bowles does, he doesn't necessarily get the most out of his players for what they do best, or put guys in position to do what they do best. And I drew the comparison to Kyle Shanahan and the fact that offense changed so much. They almost never threw the ball to the running backs without Christian McCaffrey, but when McCaffrey's in there, they're throwing it to him constantly. He's putting his guys in position to do what they do best. And I feel like Todd Bowles has to do the same thing.
So what would that be if you have an example of that? Would that be going out of zone and going into man coverage and specific, I don't know what you could do if you're Todd Bowles to put these specific guys, because he might not trust them in the man coverage.
Yeah, it's hard without Jamel Dean and during part of this game without Zion McCollum as well. But for me, when you do, and when they have had those guys out there, they're still playing way too much zone, and I'd rather see press. Now, when it comes to the inside linebackers, to your point, there's not a whole lot you can do to make Levante Davids and KJ Britt faster.
You either have the guys or you don't have the guys.
Yeah.
And when Servassier Dennis went down, they really lost a big piece there.
It's really insane. It's insane that
that's
he
the
wasn't
guy.
starting yet, too, when he did go down, because that's another example of Todd Bowles being too reluctant to make change, too reluctant, kind of like we've seen with Sean Tucker, although I think that's a little more on Liam Cohen because he's kind of got control of the offense, but too reluctant to give guys who are performing more opportunities to do so.
But Todd Bowles has shown again and again, and I'm sure offense and offensive coordinators know this going into the game, he's going to play the zone. He's going to allow you to he'll give you things over the middle, across the middle of the field, based on the fact that the linebackers at times just aren't strong enough to cover, and the safeties have been weak this year. And then they're gonna stand tall and they're gonna try to force field goals. But it's not enough to win football games this year.
If you do force field goals, it is.
They did against the 49ers, and the 49ers missed them. But if the 49ers make those field goals that they were forced into, even if they make 2 of those, they're winning that football game.
But they're still giving up too many easy touchdowns. You don't give up the easy touchdowns, and you can make those field goals, and you still win. You know what I mean?
Kittle in the corner with Purdy escaping. So many things happening on third down. We saw the week before. Third down, was just picked apart, this defense on third down against Kansas City. You can't have that happen. I believe
it doesn't
against
matter
Atlanta,
how
too.
far it was either. Didn't have to be third and short. Didn't have to be third and manageable. It'd be third and 15, and it seemed just too easy.
It felt impossible to stop anyone, especially Patrick Mahomes on third down.
Even in games where they're making stops at times, it feels like it's inevitable if the other team has the ball late and needs to score to win, that they will.
So
almost inevitable.
Let's once again hear those comments from Todd Bowles on what they did last year and what they need to do to win the last 6 of 7 or 7 of 7 this year.
We maintained what we were. We stopped making less mistakes. We stopped making less mistakes, as the case is this time around. We got to make less mistakes, especially at finished ball games. That's really all there is to it.
Stop making less mistakes.
That's an imposter. I need to see the video of that.
It's not an imposter because it's a generic answer that we get from Todd Bowles.
It doesn't sound like him.
But once again, he's not wrong. The guys just have to start playing better. But he also doesn't seem to be keen on making an adjustment to a lot of the schemes. So we'll see and how this defense plays. We'll see if he does. But we also have seen a theme of this year is you're getting picked apart, especially across the middle of the field. And every quarterback that decides to play against this Bucs defense, it's like they know they're going to wake up and throw for 300-plus yards.
The good news is, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter against the Giants. I don't even know if Daniel Jones can pick this defense apart.
He can at any moment. That guy's weird. He can look like the worst quarterback in football, and then all of a sudden everyone's talking about him being bad, and he looks like the best quarterback in football.
Regardless, you should beat the Giants, no matter what. And I say the same thing about Carolina. I don't care that they've won 2 in a row. If you lose to either of those teams, shame on you, and you don't belong. That's the truth.
On the Bartow Ford DAE text line, do you realize Winfield missed a tackle on Juwan Jennings to set up the game-winning field goal? Not playing good. No, we've talked about him not playing great.
Like half an hour ago.
Yeah, this entire defense, they're missing tackles. That last drive, I think we all thought and assumed that they were going to end up getting in field goal position the way that game was going. So, no, I mean, listen, no doubt, Antoine Winfield Jr. will tell you himself. He needs to make those plays. He needs to play better. But it's not ultimately the reason we lost that football game.
No. There's a lot of reasons we lost that football game, and the vast majority of them are on defense. And I'll continue to say, even though all those issues are on defense, and I keep seeing that reply to like a lot of things. Like anytime anybody mentions anything about the offense, like if we put it on Instagram or any of that stuff, one of our canvas, somebody is replying, the issues are on defense. We all know the issues are on defense. I'm telling you, the solutions are not. The offense is going to have to carry this football team. You talk about complementary football, it's not happening on the defensive side of the football. The offense is going to have to pick up the slack, change the way they play football, and control the pace of games because the defense is just not going to.
When it's going well with the Bucs, I don't care what Todd Bowles sounds like, but when it's going poorly and you just get the generic answers, you want more from him.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me as much because
I know inside the locker room it's so different, the messaging to the team. I know that. But still,
I've been around coaches that are interesting and not necessarily good coaches. I've been around coaches that are not interesting and are good coaches. Like there's a million ways to do it.
Even Belichick, who sounds a little like Todd Bowles in his cadence, is interesting. Like he's interesting. Yeah. And go look at now on the cat.
No, not now on TV. That's totally different. Don't tell me he was interesting when teams, when reporters were asking him questions, he was like, yeah, we're not really worried about that. We're just going to kind of move on to the next game. And,
you have your whole Belichick voice. There's something about his boringness in those answers that was still interesting. And when he was short, it was funny.
Aaron, that's where I think, sometimes you're a little bit off base.
I've already covered this.
We have, and the reality is that there's a difference between hilarious and interesting. And we've known people that are hilarious and not interesting.
I'd rather Todd Bowles go Bill Belichick and go, we've already covered this. Like, I'd rather him kind of snap a little bit at everyone and be like, no, we've already covered this.
It's not his personality.
I know. That's why, and I know it doesn't really ultimately make you the best or the worst football coach, but for me personally, I'm like, I just want a little bit something more. I know I can't be alone with that. I know it's a little bit weird and petty, but I know I can't be alone with that. You don't have to be alone when it comes to preparing for your future. That's where Trajan Wealth is going to come in and help you. They will help you reach your investment goals, because at Trajan Wealth, they tailor the goals to your specific needs. And how do they do that? They're going to work closely with you. They're going to take a look under the hood, see what's going on under there. Everyone's different. Your path to retirement, all they want to do at Trajan Wealth is make it easy and comfortable. You'll have questions, they'll have answers, and they'll let you know the questions you need to be asking and giving you the right answers to those as well. They've got offices at Trajan Wealth, conveniently located in Tampa, easy to get to. If you'd like a virtual appointment, they'll do that for you as well. Whatever you are most comfortable with, because that's what they're here for, to take that stress off of your shoulders and help lead you to retirement with ease. Retirement planning and wealth management. That's what Trajan Wealth is here for. Give them a call today. Consultations are free. 813-550-1000. That's 813-550-1000, or online at TrajanWealth.com, as they'll help you develop a plan that's going to give you that peace of mind. TrajanWealth.com. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement. On the other side, it's time to get weird with Situation Men. Next.
WDAE
traffic update.
This report is sponsored by eBay.
Crash being cleared on northbound Bruce B. Downs Boulevard just north of Fowler Avenue. Also westbound I-4. It's slow Alexander Street towards Branch Forbes, and southbound 275. Also a bit slow between Fletcher Avenue and Hillsborough. Southbound Veterans Expressway. You're on the brakes around Hillsborough Avenue to the Courtney Campbell Causeway. Get traffic info around the clock by searching News Radio WFLA on iHeartRadio. I'm Randy Myers.
We all got a thing. Yes, even you. If you love fashion, car parts, trading cards, whatever you're into, it's on eBay. So go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
It's been a tough few weeks with Hurricanes Milton and Helene. If you're like our guy John Howard and suffered extensive damage on your home and you're not quite sure how to get back to normal, give him a call. He's been researching options with insurance and grants and has a wealth of knowledge for others. He has renovation loans to get your home back to better than before, construction loans if you're deciding to rebuild, and loans for renters that do not require a down payment if you've been displaced. Find out more at HowardTeamHomeLoans.com.
Lower LLC NMLS 1124061. Equal housing opportunity. Terms and conditions apply.
Skip the hassle and sell your home with the strongest cash offer this fall. The Guaranteed Offer from Mark Spain Real Estate is the easiest way to sell your home. Hey, it's Aaron Jacobson here, and with the Guaranteed Offer, you can skip the uncertainty and sell your home fast for all cash in as little as 21 days. Mark Spain Real Estate has been serving families for nearly 30 years and have helped over 58,000 satisfied clients. Trust the top real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home fast and for maximum profit. Go to markspain.com and find out what your Guaranteed Offer would be today and start packing.
Hey guys, T-Kraz here for Catania and Catania. If you or someone you love has been injured in an accident, protect your rights. Do what I did. Call Catania and Catania, the personal injury law firm located right here in Tampa Bay. They work on a contingency, which means there's no cost to you unless they win. So give them a call. 813-222-8545. That's 813-222-8545, or online at CataniaCatania.com to get that free evaluation of your case. Catania and Catania, they put families first. Office Tampa, not attorney spokesman.
The free iHeart app goes everywhere you do. Even better, when you plug your phone into Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, the app becomes part of the dash with a seamless way to listen to your favorite radio stations, the latest must-hear podcast, or a custom playlist to get you focused. Try Apple CarPlay or Android Auto with the iHeart app today.
With its new look and taste, Dasani is always crisp, clean, and refreshing. So, when thirst calls, answer with the new refreshed taste of Dasani water, now without salt. Learn more at Dasani.com.
For every ouch, oops, and uh-oh, there's a Band-Aid brand product that's best. Get great, dependable, everyday protection to help minor cuts and scrapes. The ultimate protection. From bandages to blister cushion. Your life is unique. So are our bandages. Band-Aid brand adhesive bandages.
Not flossing well? Then add the whoa of Listerine to your routine. New science shows it gets in between teeth to destroy 5 times more plaque above the gum line than floss. For a cleaner, healthier mouth. Listerine's invigorating rush, zapping millions of germs in seconds for that one-of-a-kind whoa.
Take WDAE with you anywhere you go with a free iHeartRadio app. Free, never sounded so good. Presented by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Sponsored by HowardTeamHomeLoans.com.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Today and tomorrow are going to be warm, sunshine. Our high right around 85, 86 degrees today. Overnight, the low will drop back to about 74. Tomorrow, just like today, sunshine. Our high right around 85, 86 degrees. And then on Friday, cooler air moves in. Our high only gets up to about 77. Get weather info around the clock by searching News Radio WFLA on iHeartRadio. I'm John Thomas.
To our Florida neighbors, your Lowe's community is still here with you. As you recover after Hurricane Milton, lean on them for help with cleanup and repair. Visit Lowe's in-store or online to find out about relief efforts in your area and to get emergency supplies now.
Sports talk for your ride home. On The Drive with T-Crags. This afternoon at 3. Now, back to the Pat and Aaron Show on WDAE. Streaming live on Alexa and the free iHeartRadio app.
It's a bird. No, it's a plane. No.
Who are you supposed to be?
It's your friendly neighborhood situation man.
Time for Situation Men here on the Pat and Aaron Show. Casey Warner, what do we have here?
All right, first things first, I got to get started with this one because I was just beside myself watching Monday Night Football last night, and this made things so much worse. What's more annoying as a fan watching a game? Someone who wants to have a conversation while you try to focus, or someone mocking how you root for your team.
Someone trying to have a conversation while you focus. I can deal with the mocking because they're just entertaining themselves or whoever's around them. Fine. They're not bothering me. Mock all you want. Someone who's trying to have
they're
a conversation.
mocking you probably directly to your face.
Fine. I can ignore that. You're making fun of me. I don't feel rude. If you're mocking me, whatever, I don't feel rude. If someone's trying to have a conversation with me, they're probably a nice person. They don't have the same connection to the football game that I do. So in a way, I feel guilty that I'm staring at the football game trying to get them to shut up, but I don't want them to tell them to shut up, so I'm like going to listen to them to not be rude. That is more annoying as a fan.
This is why I don't go to Super Bowl parties, because there's so many, how are things with you at football parties? And it's like, oh, well, actually, I'm at a Super Bowl party and I'm trying to watch a football game. So, yeah, no, I can't deal with people. I watch football at home alone if I'm not actually at the game, which obviously now I'm usually here with Ronnie Lane, but he gets it. Or I'm at the Bucs game and we're in the press box and we're all focused on the game. Nobody's just yapping. So
my crew
I can't take.
Like my football crew knows, we're football that day.
That's it, dude.
We can yap about football.
We don't have to talk.
Yeah, we can yap about football. I don't mind that.
Fine, but not, in important moments, everyone knows to shut the hell up.
Can you do the first one, please, Casey?
Yeah, just got to let it be known, too. I had to deal with both of these last night.
I'm sure you did.
My roommate was he was on one. And
dude, if it's your roommate, you got to be able to tell him to shut the hell up.
I'm going to have to next game because first of all, I was upset with how the game was going, and then he just kept going.
How does he not know better?
He's a little oblivious to some stuff. Aaron, you probably know this. He's
got a mouth on him.
Yeah, he's in his own little world sometimes. So he's a nice guy, though. He doesn't listen to the show, so he won't hear this.
He's the ultimate means well guy. Let's do the first one because I got a story, an all-time embarrassing story that I want to tell you about, Casey. I told Pat a little bit about it. Casey, I want to tell you about it afterward.
All right, so which MLB Cy Young candidate is more impressive, Chris Sale at age 35 or Emmanuel Clase being a reliever in the top 3?
Clase was amazing during the regular season, but he had a bad playoff, so it kind of takes away a little bit of that from me. I know not as far as the voting goes, but Chris Sale, to me, was incredible. I mean, the comeback that he has had, he was just outstanding. 18 wins, 2.38 ERA, 225 strikeouts, dominant season for Chris Sale, who I thought his career was over.
I'm going to go with Sale as well. I completely agree with you. I thought the guy was done. I think crazy guys have a little tougher time hanging on long. I'm kidding. He's not crazy, but he's a little weird, cutting up jerseys and all that kind of stuff. It's just a bizarre guy, but he did a great job for the Braves this year, and I don't think anybody saw that coming.
Casey, you're going to give me so much crap for this. I am so embarrassed by what took place yesterday.
I feel like when I got off the phone with you, it was way overblown by you.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I bet you that you're I bet you Casey gives me so much crap for this. So, for those of you that don't know, I'm from New York, originally a Mets fan, spent a lot of my life going through the pain and misery of the Mets. Of course, I love the Rays, but you know how sports work and your fandom work. I love the Mets. I go home yesterday, and I am walking towards my apartment, walking towards my door, and I see someone who had just moved last week. I saw them moving in. I hadn't really seen them. We crossed paths. They just moved across the way from my apartment, directly across. This big guy's coming out yesterday with his bicycle. I'm coming back from work. So I decide just to be nice and say hello to this guy, introduce myself. So I introduce myself to this guy, say, hi, I'm Aaron. What's your name? He says, my name's Sean. I even forgot within the middle of the conversation his name, so I asked him again, what's your name? I had to ask him twice. His name was Sean. We start talking. Right when I said, where are you from, Sean? He said, I'm from New York. Just moved here from New York with my wife. And I was like, I don't know why this came out of my head right away, but I guess this is like my go-to question when I find out someone's from New York.
I've done the same thing. It's usually Jets or Giants, though.
And I went Mets or Yankees. And he looked at me like I had 3 heads when I asked him Mets or Yankees. And immediately I got self-conscious because I'm like, oh, maybe he's not a baseball fan. So I tried to sway the conversation to something else. But as I'm about to do that, he just throws out Mets. I'm a big Mets fan. And I'm like, oh, that's great. I got a Mets fan on my floor. We start talking a little bit more, send him on his way. He goes out. My other neighbor is coming in at that time, who I'm friendly with. She's a sweetheart. She comes up to me and she says, oh, yeah, everyone in the building's talking about Sean. And I'm like, is this what they do? Is there like, why am I not in these meetings where people are talking about newcomers to the building? And then I'm like, why are they talking about Sean? Did they talk about me when I moved in? She says, do you not know who that is? I go, I have no idea who that is. Sean Manaea of the Mets, who had a star year. Sean Manaea. What? I asked the star pitcher of the Mets, who had an amazing back half of the season, who I watched many games. I watched him throughout the playoffs, have a great postseason, and I asked him if he was a Mets or a Yankees fan.
I'm not at all surprised by this, by the way.
I got to see like some security cam footage or something. This is great.
Do they have camera footage of your hallway?
We do. I've never been more embarrassed in my life.
Have you seen him since?
No. I've been looking out my peephole for like hours. I just want to tell him, like, for that guy,
jeez,
how modest of him.
Yeah, just a nice, humble fella. You got to love to see it.
If the second I said Mets or Yankees, if that was me, probably, I would have been like, well, I pitched for the Mets.
Oh, yeah.
He must have ridden his bike away, let alone I'm a sports radio host. Now, he's shaved. He doesn't have the hat on. I never thought Sean Manaea would just be randomly across the way from me.
Yeah, I get that.
But
did he have a beard during the season? I don't remember that much.
At different times,
he
grew it out. He had long hair at the beginning of the season, cut it. But I mean, I watched this guy in tears after Game 6 of the NLCS. Like, I asked him if he was a Mets or a Yankees fan. The most all-time embarrassing thing I've ever asked an athlete unknowingly. Not knowing he's an athlete, Mets or Yankees fan. Now I know why he looked at me with 3 heads.
I don't think I've ever asked a question of an athlete not knowing that they were an athlete, but I did once ask a question of a Swedish guy thinking he was Russian.
That was that. Yes. All right. Victor Hedman was rough. That was rough.
I do want to get this next one in here before we have to hit the break. Since we're on the topic of New York teams, which NFL franchise will have an easier time getting out of their coach quarterback combo currently? The Giants with Brian Daboll and Daniel Jones, or the Jets with Jeff Ulbrich and Aaron Rodgers?
Yes.
I think they're both. I was just going to say, I think they're both pretty easy. I think the Giants with Daboll and Jones, I think the majority of that ridiculous contract at the end of the year, they'll be fine.
He's got like a $20 million injury guarantee. So there's a lot of speculation that they're going to get him the hell off the field to make sure he doesn't. Yeah, make sure he doesn't get hurt, and then they have to pay him that money. So I'm pretty sure they're done with him. I'm sure they're done with Daboll. And again, same thing with the Jets. They're going to blow. I think both teams blow this thing up very easily after the season.
The reason I think the Jets it's not as cut and dry is because I think Aaron Rodgers has a lot of control of what's going on, and I think Woody Johnson is going to be like, Aaron, you go when you want to go. It's going to be really tough to say.
If
Thanks
Woody
for coming.
has watched him play and is like, yeah, like you just hang on and keep controlling everything, then he's an idiot.
It's just harder for him to cut a all-time, one of the greatest all-time and be like, it's over, as opposed to the Giants saying, Daniel Jones, you were terrible, it's over, and Daboll, you had no control of the situation, it's over.
I think if he's been an all-time great on your team, it makes it very difficult. I think when he's played for your team for 2 seasons and one he got hurt after 5 plays or whatever the hell it was, and the other one he was very average, very easy to be like, yeah, we didn't realize he was washed up.
I think they're both fairly easy, but it's easier for the Giants situation, I think. I asked the Mets ace if he was a Mets or a Yankees fan. That's the first thing I thought of when I woke up this morning.
Yeah, what an idiot.
And an idiot.
Just stupid.
This is really, really dumb.
Thank you, Kirby Smart.
And it's the last thing I'll think of when I go to bed until I see him and be like, what the hell, man?
Is that what you're going to say, what the hell?
No, I'm literally going to say to him, I am a moron. And then I'm going to tell him eventually what I do for a living, and he's going to say, you shouldn't do that anymore for a living. And I'm going to say, no, it's this thing I have. I don't know.
Yeah, get him on the show. When is he our guest picker for Football Pick'em?
I want to get him on.
Get him to be our guest picker for Football Pick'em.
I have this thing with
very
jersey
easy to
numbers, too, faces.
Yeah, if he was wearing his jersey, I would not be surprised if you didn't recognize him.
No, dude, if he was wearing his jersey, I'd be like, why are you wearing your own jersey? That's weird.
You'd be like, is that your number? I didn't remember that.
But yeah, all-time embarrassing moment for me, but I will get over it at some point. Hey, listen, protect your home now with Impact Windows from Reese Windows and Doors. They are the best, and you know hurricane season was tough. You want to make sure you have the best windows and doors protecting your home. Also at Reese Windows and Doors, a proud supporter and fundraiser for the St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. And at Reese, most Impact Windows are installed in just 6 to 8 weeks. For your free quote, check them out now, reesewindows.com. That's reesewindows.com. All right, big 8 o'clock hour coming up. Why the Bucs bye week is coming at a very important time, even though it might not be the perfect time. That's coming up next.
The Player of the Night, presented by Rivard Buick GMC.
Undefeated. That's right. The Cleveland Cavaliers are off to a 12-0 start this young NBA season. They defeated the Chicago Bulls 119-113 last night, led by guard Donovan Mitchell. He put up 36 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. Donovan Mitchell is your Rivard Buick GMC Player of the Night. Rivard Buick GMC. No games, no gimmicks, no hidden fees. Check out that inventory easily at RivardBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. I am Casey Warner, and this is 95.3 WDAE and AM 620.
At Rivard Buick GMC, our hearts go out to everyone affected by the recent storms. We understand the challenges of rebuilding. And if a new or a used vehicle is a part of that journey, Rivard is here for you. Rest assured, the massive discounts you're accustomed to remain, regardless of inventory levels. While many dealers may raise prices based on availability, Rivard stands firm and is committed to supporting our community through this tough time. Visit RivardBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey, it's Mark with PG Men's Health. Are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and sick of the pills? We've got a groundbreaking solution that's transformed the lives of thousands of men. Our acoustic wave technology is backed by over 50 clinical studies, including research from Cambridge University. It revitalizes blood flow by repairing blood vessels, all without the need for pills or the worry of side effects. If you're ready to get the blood flowing where you want it, when you want it, call us now. Not only will you get the exam, the assessment, even the blood flow ultrasound completely free, but for those who call today, we're also throwing in your first treatment free. This is worth hundreds of dollars, and it's yours free if you call in the next 2 minutes. Call 813-769-0890. That's 813-769-0890. Guys, it's time to reclaim your love life and put an end to your erectile dysfunction. Call 813-769-0890. Locations in both Tampa and Sarasota. Call PG Men's Health now to qualify. 813-769-0890.
International Diamond Center's incredible semi-annual store-wide sale is coming November 22nd through 24th. It's a 3-day, $60 million event. You can take up to 20% off virtually anything or get zero interest financing. That $2,000 Diamond Eternity Band is just $56 a month, up to 20% off or 3 years zero interest financing. All rings, earrings, bands, bracelets, all fashion jewelry, plus special pricing on all GIA certified diamonds. It's November 22nd through 24th at International National Diamond Center. Tampa, Clearwater, Lakeland, and Sarasota. On approved credit.
Eric Gordon, owner of Printall and Vinyl Destination, contacted his Applied Innovation rep for one reason.
He gave me the in to be able to start my own company and live my dream.
How did Applied Innovation help secure that dream?
So I asked them to provide me with commercial machinery at a budget that a startup can afford. And they came through with flying colors, and it was an amazing experience.
So you're sold on Applied Innovation?
Yes, they're real people. They treat you with respect. They're not just there for the job. And these guys, when they say that they'll be there, without a doubt.
How have you benefited from your Applied Innovation relationship?
Working with a company that cares, not having to lose sleep over whether or not they're going to be able to fix my issues.
Want to work with real people that care? Call Applied Innovation today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedinnovation.com. Applied Innovation.
Broadcasting from the Rude Air Conditioning Studios. The reigning, defending, and undisputed home of Tampa Bay sports talk for over 20 years. We are 95.3 FM W237CW Pinellas Park, 95.7 WRUB HD3 Clearwater, 96.7 FM W224BE Brent, and the mighty 620 WDAE St. Petersburg. Streaming live right now on your free iHeartRadio app. All your sports, music, talk, and podcasts. Hey, Tampa Bay. Free has never sounded so good. Take WDAE with you anywhere you want with a free iHeartRadio app and using your Alexa. Now, back to the Pat and Aaron Show on WDAE, streaming live on Alexa and the free iHeartRadio app.
Hour number 3 of the Pat and Aaron Show, 95.3 WDAE and AM 620. If you want to jump aboard, it's 888-546-4620. You can also text your thoughts to the Bartow Ford DAE text line 82945. Message and data rates may apply on the Bartow Ford DA text line. Aaron, someone says you just need to tell Sean Manaea that you were hungover, and if you missed it before the break, Aaron just had Sean Manaea move across the hall from him, and he met him, and his first question when Sean Manaea told him he moved from New York was, Mets or Yankees?
I was like, are you a Mets or Yankees fan? And he looked at me like I had 3 heads, and now I know why.
You going to tell him you were hungover?
No.
Okay, I was just wasted.
I'm going to tell him I'm an idiot, and I just didn't recognize him. I guess that's how it goes. And then my dad, when I told him, he's like, you got to go tell him he's got to re-sign with the Mets. Like now my dad's lobbying.
I mean, just stupid.
It was one of the dumber moments of my life. Thank you, Kirby Smart.
Is he a free agent? I didn't even realize he was going to be a free
well, he opted out of his contract with the Mets. So.
Maybe he is planning on coming to play for the Rays, man.
Is he a Boris client? I got to look that up because we should get Boris on the air. Now I'm just going to work my Manaea. He didn't even know me or like me.
You get him in here to be the guest picker for Football Pick'em, Aaron, and then we schmooze him. We say, you know what you'd love playing baseball? Wherever the Rays are going to be.
What do I get for that?
What do you mean?
If I get Sean Manaea in for Pick'em,
you get a guest picker on.
Oh, it'd be the biggest name guest picker.
I think that's fair.
I mean, the guy's going to get in the bag this year after the postseason he had.
Yeah.
Going to be much more recognizable.
Well, we're hoping the Bucs have a postseason at all after a 4-6 start heading into this bye week. And we've been talking about the importance of this bye week today because, listen, this is a team that has lost 4 in a row, is incredibly dinged up. We're going to miss Tristan Wirfs beyond the bye week. But if you have to miss him for a few weeks, it's nice to have one of those weeks be a week that you're not going to play a football game. So that is good news that we got yesterday. And if you didn't hear the update when it came to Tristan Wirfs, it is an MCL strain. He is likely going to miss a few weeks. Decent chance, as we talked about earlier, according to Dr. Jacobson anyways, that he'll be back for the Chargers game, which is the next game I feel like they really need him out there to be able to win. Like, I think they should be able to beat the Giants, the Panthers, the Raiders, with or without Tristan Wirfs.
They should.
And if they can't, shame on them.
Still, though, you want to have shame on them, but you still want to have the best available to get it done.
Of course, you want the best available, but that's always the case.
Is this who I think it is on the other end?
Well, who do you think it is?
Buccaneer John.
There's only one guy we just go right to. There's only one guy special enough that we just turn his phone on with hopes of hearing magic. Half the time, he just got on, so I thought maybe he'd be ready to go, but here he is still snoozing already.
I ain't snoozing. I'm ready to go. Let's go.
What do you want to go? Let's go.
All right, Aaron, don't start it. I'll give it right back to you.
What are your expectations for the Bucs on Sunday?
A win.
Yeah.
We're not playing. I know that. See, but I got you, didn't I? Ha, 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 ha. I got you, man. We're on.
You're on.
Yeah.
They're off. You're on.
Congratulations.
Hey, hold on. I got something I want you to try. A buddy of mine across the street gave me the IPA. You got to get.
Really?
Hold on.
Bet it's not Goon Squad IPA.
The name of the IPA is Double Decker.
Double Decker. You drinking it right now?
Oh, my God. Thank you, Buccaneer John.
No, I'm not drinking it right now.
Does your sister know that people are giving you alcohol?
Yeah, she knows.
All right, just making sure. Listen, I'm trying to keep you okay. I want to make sure that you are able to stay on hold for the rest of your life, and it's a long life.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Buccaneer John. We love you.
On the text line, y'all's signal is terrible on the beaches today on 95.3. Well, listen, if you have, and you should all have the iHeartRadio app, it is free. Make sure you have that downloaded. So if you're hanging out on the beach, wherever you are, it's going to come in nice and clear. I can promise you that.
There's also always 620 WDAE, which the signal is massive, and you can find it all over the place. So, yeah, there's multiple ways to get it. You can even throw on YouTube on your phone.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell you want to do, there's ways to get us. I'm glad he said double decker, Aaron Jacobson, because Sunday at the game, the conversation about an upper decker came up.
The dip or whatever the
dip?
What like the people put in their mouths? They call it the upper deckers.
Well, that I have heard that. Is that the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear upper decker?
Upper decker, that's the first thing that comes. Or a home run shot, upper decker.
Nothing as far as a prank or something you might do in a bathroom.
I've never even heard of this.
What?
An upper decker?
Casey, do you know what an upper decker is?
So, I mean, two things coming to my mind. Upper decker, like upper deck cards that I used to collect growing up, and then upper decker, like an upper decker home run. Yeah, that was an upper decker. Those are the two that I
upper
think.
deck cards. If you said upper deck, I would say cards. Yeah. Upper decker makes sense for the home run shot. What are you thinking of? What's going on in the bathroom?
So, Jay Ratcher and I were talking to not Casey, to Chris Mathis in the press box. And I don't even know how upper decker came up, but one of us said it to Chris Mathis. And he's like, he didn't know what it was either, which I didn't realize. Maybe more people don't. I don't know. I thought it was pretty common. And I'm trying to figure out how to say what he asked.
Oh, my God.
Because it's about, basically, we were like, do you know what an upper decker is? And he leaned into me and he mentioned lady parts.
Oh, my gosh.
Upstairs.
That kid, man.
He said, is it those?
Oh, my. He is like a 4-year-old. Not even more. He's like 7. He's just learned how to talk, and he knows what's going on with the body, but he says things that just don't make any sense.
It rhymes with kitties. For those of you.
We can't say it.
You know, it rhymes with meow meow.
That's what he thinks upper decker is?
Well, he's like, is it that?
Oh, my
and I'm
gosh.
like, no. So you've never heard about So
let's do it quick, because I feel like it's something gross anyway.
It's basically if you want to pull a prank on somebody, you go into their bathroom, and instead of going in the bowl,
that's not cool.
You go in
That's not cool.
No, of course it's not cool. It's not something I've ever done or would do.
The sink?
No.
On top of the
top.
Let's talk.
The top part of the toilet.
I don't subscribe to this part.
And then when you flush it,
I don't like
guess
any of
what
this.
happens?
You're like Casey now. You just keep going. This is not. I don't need this. Nobody needs this.
Well, the Buccaneers need their bye week.
Why did we even bring that up?
Because double decker.
Oh my gosh. Just get us back, please.
Are you okay? I was getting us back, and then you brought me back. Just when I thought I was out, you pulled me back in.
I'm sorry. I was just wondering, like, how did we even get to that disgusting
I told you,
thing?
from double decker.
Kids and everyone, I'm sorry. I hope you ate your breakfast. Everyone listening, apologies. Hopefully you were on the beach. You missed that one.
See, people on the Bartow 48 text line, they know.
Well, that's one person from the 727, and you're just as disgusting as Pat.
I'm not disgusting. I didn't create this prank. I've never pulled this prank. I never would pull this prank. I don't think I'm physically able to pull this prank. I'd probably break the toilet. But Baker Mayfield, I asked him on Sunday when it came to this bye week for the Buccaneers, which is coming at a very important time for this team because they've lost 4 in a row. They're incredibly banged up. But as much as they need the break physically, I asked Baker, is the bye week as important for this team right now mentally?
Where we're at right now, yeah. Physical, definitely, with where we're at on the team, just the injuries and stuff we've had so far. But, yeah, the mental break with, the recent, results in the games. Yeah, we need to step away from it. But don't forget what's cost us these games and come back ready to fix it.
By the way, we just got a text from Nick Wise, who knows exactly what it is as well. He said, duh.
He
said, duh.
I'm good for you. You know what it is. It's gross. I'd only done that by accident, not as a prank.
By accident?
Yeah, I was young and I was scared of spiders from arachnophobia, so I'd always elevate myself before why am I even doing this?
But the cover's still on.
I forgot to pull the cover off.
What?
Yeah, I forgot to pull it up. And it went on the seat.
No, it's all... Oh, that's on the seat. That's not what we're talking about, though. We're talking about in the... You really don't even get it still.
I don't know if I want to get it.
The water tank.
Oh.
The top part.
What? What?
Because you know what that does, right?
It filters the water like that.
It doesn't filter it.
That's where the water is.
That's where the water is that goes into your bowl.
Yeah.
So if somebody were to do one up there, every time you flush, you're getting that water in there.
It filters the water.
It's not about filtration, Aaron.
Whatever it does, what is it doing to the water? It's moving it down.
Dirtying the water.
It's gross. It's really, really gross. People do this?
I was never a bathroom, I was never that, ooh, that's so funny. Let's go do gross stuff in the bathroom. No, I was never that. That's disgusting.
That's only for conformists.
I don't like messing around in the bathroom and having fun. No.
See, somebody just said on the text line, millennials like Aaron are too nice to do upper deckers. These type of pranks are Gen X. Okay, maybe
yeah,
they're right.
They are. Gen X, that one movie.
We were disgusting.
Is it Billy Madison where they light the bag of crap and put it on the porch and then run?
Yeah. And
Did you ever do that, Pat?
No, I never did that either.
Okay.
I did grow up with a family, the Berryalts, right? One of them ended up being a cop. But this family, Brian and Craig and the Berryalts, they had this thing where they would always sneak deuces into each other's Christmas presents. Like, here's a sweater I got you. You pull it up to look at it, and there's...
See, that's awful, man.
That's pretty disgusting as well, but not something I would do.
Bye week's really important for the Buccaneers and for Baker Mayfield and Tristan Wirfs, of course.
This is what we call bye week radio right here.
Somebody said I'm glad there was clarification because they didn't think Aaron still knew what it was. I didn't, clearly, and now I do. It's all disgusting. You're all freaks. And if you've done that before, that's gross. You're a gross person.
Guess what our trivia question's going to be next?
No, it's not. No, it's not. But we are giving away tickets on the other side.
Your chance coming up when we return to win a pair of tickets to the Hanukkah. It's coming up this weekend. Nick Wise and myself are going to be there for a special broadcast, noon to 3 on Friday. You're actually going to have a chance to win tickets coming up for Sunday, which is, of course, the final round. So you get to see whoever wins. If you know what an upper decker is coming up on the other side, it's the Pat and Aaron Show on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620. But I'll tell you this, if you were going to do a double decker, it may be because you're just wasted and it's all you can think to do is something absolutely disgusting. That's what happens when you drink gross, disgusting booze. Yeah. All right? What you do instead, you drink great booze that makes you act like a gentleman. And, of course, we're talking about our friends from El Bandito Yankee Tequila. If you're looking, listen, it's a bye week this week. You're not going out to tailgate. You're just staying at home and watching football. Maybe a couple nice margaritas in the morning while you're watching some football. Maybe a couple shots of tequila as you wind down the night. Whatever you do, make sure you do it with El Bandito Yankee Tequila. It's so smooth, it's criminal, and it'll make you such a gentleman. You would never pull an upper decker.
How am I getting destroyed on the text line right now? Like, why is this the time to go after me? People are calling me soft because I don't upper decker. Oh,
no, because you acted so disgusted by it, like we can't talk about it.
Let me go upper decker so I can be hard for you. That sounded weird.
That sounded Really weird. Your chance to win tickets to the Hanukkah coming up next for the couple of weirdos here on the Pat and Aaron Show.
WDAE
Traffic update.
from the Safe Touch Security Traffic Center.
This report is sponsored by eBay.
Hearing about a crash in Carrollwood on southbound Dale Mabry at Fletcher. Also one on northbound Bruceby Downs just north of Fowler Avenue and southbound US 19 approaching Beckett Way. Delays on westbound Selman Expressway between 50th Street and downtown Tampa and southbound 275 between Fletcher Avenue and Hillsborough. Get traffic info around the clock by searching News Radio WFLA on iHeartRadio. I'm Randy Myers.
We all got a thing. Yes, even you. If you love fashion, car parts, trading cards, whatever you're into, it's on eBay. So go find the thing that keeps you up at night. eBay. Things people love.
Hey, it's T-Crass for California Closets Tampa Bay. As the year comes to an end, it's a time for reflection and gratitude. And over at California Closets, we hold a deep sense of gratitude towards you, our valued customers and community. So whether it's a walk-in closet, home office, pantry, or all three, we'll help you make any and every room in your home work for you. It's the Friends and Family event. For a limited time, take advantage of up to 20% off custom design solutions. Schedule a complimentary design consultation today, and let's get started. CaliforniaClosetstampaBay.com.
Some things in life you can just rely on, like the faithful friend who always comes when you call, your fishing buddies, and the tried and true performance of a new Ruud Home AC system. So here's to reliability built into everything we do. Rely on Ruud. Get reliable cooling and comfort installed by a certified Ruud Pro partner. Go to RuudACFlorida.com to schedule service with a Ruud Pro partner today. That's RuudACFlorida.com. Powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Log on now to the contest page at 953WDAE.com for your shot to beat the pro on the drive this Friday. Where you could qualify for a 5-night stay in an oceanfront suite plus airfare, food, and a free round of golf at the Buccaneer Resort in St. Croix. No passport required. Just bring your A game. Hit up the contest page now and register to beat the pro on Tampa Bay's home for football. 95.3 WDAE and AM 620.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like Bear Dynasty interior paint, their most durable one-coat hide paint ever. From a team color statement wall to a fan cave, complete with a mural honoring Nick Saban's 17-year dynasty.
Hey, I like that idea.
Nothing beats Bear Dynasty interior paint. It's everything you need all in one can.
Defend your game time with Bear and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Valid only when tinted to colors from the Bear Dynasty and Marquee Interior one-coat hide color collection.
Attention football fans, the season's heating up, and that means it's time for jaw-dropping plays, spectacular touchdowns, and memories that'll last a lifetime. So if you're looking to grab the best seats for all the excitement, Vivid Seats is your go-to playmaker. With an incredible selection of tickets and a game-changing rewards program, Vivid Seats is your ticket to every thrilling moment. Don't miss out. Experience it live with Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
The 90s called. They said the Gordita Supreme is so back in the new $7 Lux Cravings box from Taco Bell. It's all looking fresh to death with the pillowy 90s Gordita Supreme alongside the beefy 5-layer burrito, double stacked taco, chips with nacho cheese sauce, and medium drink. All for just $7. It's your wallet's favorite cheesy crunchy combo here for a limited time. Grab yours and relive the decades only at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only. While supplies last. Contact store for price and participation, which varies. Drinks and speed freezes. Tax extra.
WDAE with What's Up Tampa Bay.
The LPGA Tour is returning to Tampa Bay with the Annika, driven by Gainbridge at Pelican, taking place November 13th to the 17th at Pelican Golf Club. Grab yours today at theannika.com. Think you know football better than T-Crass? Register now to beat the pro on Pick'em Friday to win a 5-night luxury stay at the Buccaneer Resort in St. Croix.
Stay on top of everything going on at 953WDAE.com.
With its new look and taste, Dasani is always crisp, clean, and refreshing. So, when thirst calls, answer with the new refreshed taste of Dasani water, now without salt. Learn more at Dasani.com.
The event you've been waiting for, International Diamond Center's biggest and final store-wide sale of the year, is next weekend, November 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Store-wide savings, 20% off or get 36 months zero-interest financing. And it's like double the selection. Top designers flying in with their entire collections on sale. Raggio, Simon G, and many more. Plus, over 1,000 new GIA-certified diamonds specially priced for this event. Upgrade or diamond next weekend, November 22nd through the 24th at IDC, Tampa, Clearwater, Lakeland, and Sarasota. On approved credit.
Trajan Wealth, your trusted local fiduciary advisors. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
This report is sponsored by Allstate.
Today and tomorrow are going to be warm, sunshine. Our high right around 85, 86 degrees today. Overnight, the low will drop back to about 74 tomorrow. Just like today, sunshine, our high right around 85, 86 degrees. And then on Friday, cooler air moves in. Our high only gets up to about 77. Get weather info around the clock by searching News Radio WFLA on iHeartRadio. I'm John Thomas.
Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
The biggest guests and analysts from around the world of sports. The Dan Patrick Show, coming up at 9. Now, back to the Pat and Aaron Show on WDAE. Streaming live on Alexa and the free iHeartRadio app.
The Hanukkah is coming this weekend, and you can win a pair of tickets to go see it on Sunday if you call 888-546-4620, 888-546-4620 for your chance to win a pair of tickets to the Hanukkah. We'll even tell you before you call in. If you can tell us, we're going to tell 888-546-4620. The first person who can call in and tell us which college football coach said this about one of his players, you will win a pair of tickets to see the Hanukkah Sunday at the Pelican.
Yeah, what an idiot. I mean, just stupid.
If you know who that was.
So good. I love that quote.
It really is good. It's one you're going to hear on this show for a long, long time. 888-546-4620. 888-546-4620. The first person to tell us which college football coach said,
yeah, what an idiot. I mean, just stupid.
About one of his football players, you're heading to see the Hanukkah on Sunday. And again, if you're there on Friday, and I don't know exactly where we'll be located, but Nick Wise and I will be doing a special broadcast there on Friday from noon to 3. So if you're there on Friday, pop in, say hello. If we're anywhere where you can get to us, which I imagine will be somewhere in that where you can see us. All right, 888-546-4620 for your chance to win tickets to the Hanukkah. Ryan in Tampa. Ryan, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, fellas. I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. This is Ryan Valdez, right?
No, this is Ryan, previously from Spurn.
I get everybody's voice wrong. I think I know, and then I don't know, and I'm just an idiot. Hey, Ryan, which football coach said,
yeah, what an idiot. I mean, just stupid.
After one of his players was caught celebrating with the other team's fans after losing this weekend?
Damn, you got me.
Eliminated. Sorry, Ryan.
Eliminated.
Yeah. I thought the way he sounded like he had confidence in his voice, like he knew. 888-546-4620 if you want to win tickets to the Hanukkah. Hugh in Oldsmar. Hugh, good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys?
We are well, unlike a college football coach whose team lost this weekend, and then one of his players was caught celebrating with the opponent's fans, which led him to say,
yeah, what an idiot. I mean, just stupid.
Who is that?
That is Kirby Smart. His backup safety was celebrating with his best friends from high school.
You nailed it. It was his backup safety, Jake Pope. Jake Pope was out there celebrating with the wrong team. Hugh, congratulations. You are heading to see the final round of the Hanukkah on Sunday. And hold on so Casey can get your information. But listen, there'll be more chances tomorrow, Wednesday, and Friday to win tickets. So if you wanted to go and you didn't make it in, but yeah, that was one of the funnier things I've seen in a long time.
I don't know if I've ever heard a coach call out his own player like that.
Forget about coach. The last guy I remember calling anyone on his team, his own team, an idiot, right? Can you think of who I'm thinking of?
Bruce Arians and Antonio Brown.
Did he call him an idiot?
No, I don't know.
Okay, I wasn't sure. That's not the one. No, I'm talking about.
Should have.
He definitely should have. But Bruce Arians, definitely not. No, I can't remember exactly what year it was, but I can't remember what Mike Vanderjagt said, but he said something foolish, and then I think it was like a sideline interview. Peyton Manning was like, yeah, our idiot kicker. Just like, I mean, again, and Vanderjagt said something that kind of warranted that response from Peyton Manning, but especially from a guy like Peyton, it was really so. Even though we've seen him get after it on the sidelines, him and Jeff Saturday, we've seen that video where they look like they want to kill each other, even though they love each other. But for a guy like Peyton to just be like, yeah, my idiot kicker cracked me up. He's honestly, Aaron, he's the last guy that I remember talking about a teammate or somebody that plays for, like a coach or player, saying the idiot for somebody that's on his own team. But that was, and by the way, I kind of love Kirby for doing it. You know, like, listen, the kid, it was a dumb thing. He's not a terrible kid. I'm sure Kirby told him, like, you're an idiot, but also this isn't the end of the world, which he kind of made that statement. As a matter of fact, Casey's talking to our winner right now, getting his information, so he can't do it.
I mean, you just have to have more awareness in that situation. And you don't even need awareness. Dude, you just lost a huge game in the SEC. It shouldn't even be an awareness, like looking at, is anyone looking? It shouldn't be a fake thing. It's either you care or you don't care.
Yeah, that's what it's not having awareness. It's having give a damn. It's having, like, I know you're not a starter kid, so maybe you're like, hey, I didn't lose. Because I feel like a kid who would be willing to jump up and down, and I don't care if it's his best friend that he hasn't seen in a long time, okay? Because if it's my best friend who I haven't seen in a long time, and he's an Ole Miss fan, and I play for Georgia, I'm telling him to shove it. I'm going to say, I love you, but shove it.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, we're not friends in that moment. I'm pissed.
Shove it.
You know what it reminds me? I always say this about the face painters, right? At Raymond James Stadium and around the league. It's not just Ray J. But the guys who, I feel like Sunday, it's for them, it's about them. It's not about their football team, right? When they get on the Bucs could be down by 3 touchdowns. You put one of these guys on the Jumbotron and they're flexing and making faces and like they're having the best time of their lives just because they're on the Jumbotron. Meanwhile, the Bucs are getting their asses kicked. Like, to me, that's annoying. You're not a real football fan, in my opinion. You're a fan of your costume. You're a fan of being the quote-unquote super fan. And that's what it reminds me. Like, this kid didn't give a damn that Georgia lost. He was just more excited to be on a football field and seeing his friends.
It's an all-time embarrassing moment.
One of the worst.
It's something like I lost sleep over not knowing Sean Mania. It's something that you lose sleep over for a month.
Outside of something criminal, right? What's worse than looking like you couldn't care less that you just lost? And I'm not saying smiling. People get on guys for smiling and laughing on the sideline sometimes. Like, conversations happen, and you can smile in the worst of times. But I'm talking about, like you said, you called him elated, jumping up and down. Like, dude, what's worse than that?
I think being a really bad teammate is worse than that.
You know what's close? Who did Washington beat on the Hail
Chicago.
Mary? You see, one of the safeties from Chicago was walking over, completely not paying attention to the play at all,
waving to the fans,
walking over towards the sideline and pointing towards the crowd. And like, he says he wasn't taunting the crowd. I don't believe him. But either way, I don't care what you were saying to the crowd.
You're not paying attention.
Why are you not watching the play? I know how unlikely, and apparently he was the guy that was supposed to be behind the pile. He's the guy that should have broken up that play.
I think he's the one who tipped it back.
What do you, like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that to me, you know what? That one's worse. That one's worse because it impacted the actual game.
We found one.
Still, Jake Pope, pretty embarrassing. I would say, like, also, I'd cut the dude on the Bears. And by the way, he was benched. He wasn't cut. I'd cut him, right? The kid in college, I'm not cutting a college kid for something like this. I'd tell him he's an idiot. I'd call him an idiot like Kirby Smart did. But I'm not ending the kid's college career because of something like this. There's no reason for that. All right, when we return, There's a lot still to talk about when it comes to the Buccaneers, and we're going to get into the Buccaneers on the other side. Also might get back into Deion Sanders for a moment. It's all coming up on the Pat and Aaron Show on 95.3 WTAE and AM 620.
This report is sponsored by eBay.
A disabled vehicle in the left lane on westbound I-4 just before the junction with 275 has traffic jammed up from before the Selman connector. Also a crash on southbound Dale Mabry at Fletcher Avenue. Southbound US 19 a bit slow approaching Beckett Way due to a crash in that area. And we're seeing just a bit of a delay on southbound 275 near Gandy. Get traffic info around the clock by searching News Radio WFLA on iHeartRadio. I'm Randy Myers.
The slow roasted Cantina chicken menu is here to stay, with ingredients like purple cabbage and freshly prepared pico de gallo. Try it today at a participating U.S. Taco Bell location while supplies last. Contact store for participation, which varies.
Bet live with Hard Rock Bet. Real-time wagering till the very last play. Missing the kickoff doesn't mean all bets are off.
Delay a game on the guy who hasn't bet yet.
Sometimes you just know your team is going to come back. The Sportsbook for every kind of player.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Get up to $100 back if your first bet doesn't win. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Hey, it's Mark with PG Men's Health. Are you struggling with erectile dysfunction and sick of the pills? We've got a groundbreaking solution that's transformed the lives of thousands of men. Our acoustic wave technology is backed by over 50 clinical studies, including research from Cambridge University. It revitalizes blood flow by repairing blood vessels, all without the need for pills or the worry of side effects. If you're ready to get the blood flowing where you want it, when you want it, call us now. Not only will you get the exam, the assessment, even the blood flow ultrasound, completely free. But for those who call today, we're also throwing in your first treatment free. This is worth hundreds of dollars, and it's yours free if you call in the next 2 minutes. Call 813-769-0890. That's 813-769-0890. Guys, it's time to reclaim your love life and put an end to your erectile dysfunction. Call 813-769-0890. Locations in both Tampa and Sarasota. Call PG Men's Health now to qualify. 813-769-0890.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
The Hampton Chocolate Factory is a one-stop Tampa shop for the holidays. Enjoy their viral giant cone ice cream and artisan chocolate. Elevate your corporate gifts this year with personalized messages and customized logos with luxury gift boxes and baskets. Don't stress about gifting this year. Check out HamptonChocolateFactory.com and let their chocolate elves do the heavy gifting for you. Happy holidays from the Hampton Chocolate Factory, home of the giant cone ice cream. This holiday season, go beyond decadent. HamptonChocolateFactory.com.
Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
This report is sponsored by Allstate.
Today and tomorrow are going to be warm sunshine. Our high right around 85, 86 degrees today. Overnight, the low will drop back to about 74 tomorrow. Just like today, sunshine, our high right around 85, 86 degrees. And then on Friday, cooler air moves in. Our high only gets up to about 77. Get weather info around the clock by searching News Radio WFLA on iHeartRadio. I'm John Thomas.
Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Get ready, golf fans! The LPGA is returning to Tampa Bay when the Annika, driven by Gainbridge at Pelican, takes over Pelican Golf Club November 13th through 17th. Join us for a week packed with excitement as the world's best female golfers, including former champions Nelly Korda and Lilia Vu, compete for glory.
Choose from daily grounds passes starting at just $25 or enjoy the Lightning Lounge with complimentary food and drinks. Don't miss out. Get your tickets now at theannika.com and be part of the action.
Green Tech Roofing and Solar is trusted by homeowners and businesses in Tampa Bay. That's why we have over 400 5-star reviews. I'm John Franco, owner of Green Tech Roofing and Solar. Get prepared for a storm by getting a free roof inspection. We'll take pictures and provide recommendations. No high-pressure sales guys, no subcontractors. We treat our employees and customers like family. If you're concerned about your roof, let us help. Putting it off creates more problems in the future. Visit greentechroofing.com. Green Tech Roofing and Solar. This is Smart Roofing.
Broadcasting live from the Rude Air Conditioning Studios. We are Tampa Bay's home for sports. Shouting Go Bulls with horns raised for over 20 years and counting. 95.3 WDAE and the mighty AM 620. Powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
Show 95.3 WDAE and AM 620. Interesting scene yesterday at Raymond James Stadium as John Gruden was in the building and they put him on the Jumbotron and all of a sudden...
Was that yesterday?
You
mean Sunday?
Did I say yesterday?
Yeah.
Listen, man, my brain is barely working nowadays. I don't know what's going on.
No. We need to give you some stuff for your brain, dude.
Is there brain supplements I can take?
There's a lot of them.
All right, maybe I need some brain supplements. The time flies when you're having fun. Yeah, Sunday at Raymond James Stadium, we saw John Gruden back in the house, which, of course, hasn't exactly been welcomed back to the Buccaneers or the NFL for a long time since he was in the middle of being the Raiders head coach and the bleep hit the fan, and all of a sudden he was gone and has not been really seen since. But the Buccaneers kind of welcoming him back, at least into the owner's suite for this football game. And according to Rick Stroud, he's reporting that this is kind of the first step when it comes to reconciliation for John Gruden and the Buccaneers, and potentially the first step towards getting John Gruden back into the Buccaneers Ring of Honor.
It's very interesting considering where they were, where the Glazer family was with John Gruden, the departure and the split, I should say, between them. Really quickly after that article came out, the reports from the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times about how he was using racist, homophobic, all those different type of terms in emails, in correspondence he was having, he got in trouble for. But right away, the Glazers and, the Buccaneers made the decision to take him out of the Ring of Honor, which is not a decision you take lightly. That is something when you're put in the Ring of Honor, that's cemented. You take someone out of that, not only is it hard for me to imagine a reconciliation from the Glazers' behalf, on the Glazers' behalf, but if I'm John Gruden, I'm pissed off about that being taken out of the Ring of Honor. And I don't know how easy it is to mend that. Doesn't seem like John Gruden's holding a grudge.
It doesn't. And listen, I think he understands, right? Like, I think he understands that the Buccaneers are put in a weird spot. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody from the NFL was like, hey, by the way, this guy's really putting a black spot on the NFL, right? Like his racist comments, his misogynistic, all these different things that they, said were in those emails, and some of them were, they all were. Like, the NFL, I'm sure, was like, this guy is not somebody we want to be associated with, and we'd rather he not be in your Ring of Honor. I don't know that happened. I wouldn't be surprised. And I don't like to speculate a lot, but that's something you could totally see from the league that completely wanted to distance themselves from John Gruden. And I think from a league standpoint, they probably still do, but it's far enough away from it now that I think the Buccaneers, if they want to, can welcome him back into the fold, and it looks like that's what's going to happen.
I'm glad that he is going to be welcomed back in the fold. But for the people that wanted him out in the first place, and for the Glazers, we're not talking about a lot of time that has gone by. So what in these couple years...
It's been, 5 years or so?
I mean, just 5 years heal the wounds of racist terms. And not that, once again, I don't think he should have been taken out of the Ring of Honor in the first place. But I don't know if 5 years... Is that an optics thing that you did it to take him out because of optics, or did you take him out because you really felt like he didn't deserve to be in the Ring of Honor? And if that's the case, 5 years to me is not a long time to heal those wounds.
I think it's fair. I'm very torn on it because I think there's things in those emails that I'm certainly not comfortable with, and I'm not soft. I'm not a Gen Z. I'm not a cancel guy. There's things in that email that, like, if I'm close to one of those people, or I'm like, there are things that I find uncomfortable that he said.
For sure, but what he's done is what he's done on the football field as a coach. His accolades there, and unless you commit a crime, I don't think you should be taken out of the Ring of Honor. Maybe there are other
I don't know. I think we disagree with that. I think I would disagree with that. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I think John Gruden's emails rose to that, right? But there's things that you could do or say that I would say, no, you don't need to be in the Buccaneers Ring of Honor, right? Like, it's a little bit different than the Hall of Fame or some other things, and it's about a Ring of Honor, right? I think you need to be an honorable person to be in the Ring of Honor, and you can. There's arguments on both sides with John Gruden. Again, I don't think the guy's a racist, right? I think he said some things he definitely shouldn't have said about people, but I don't inherently think he's a racist. I've been around John a lot before I was here at WDA. What's funny is I've covered the Bucs for a long time, and I did cover Gruden's Bucs teams for a little while, but I got to know him a lot better during my stints between radio when I was doing the Tampa Live Sports thing, because we did live streaming football games every week, and my partner, his kids went to Carrollwood Day School, so we did a lot of Carrollwood Day School games. John Gruden's kid, Deuce Gruden, was the quarterback at Carrollwood Day School. So John would come over almost every game, every Carrollwood Day School game we did. I'd always try to get him to jump on the broadcast with us. Like, how cool would that look for this stupid little website that very few people know about, to have John Gruden doing the football game with us? And he'd always be like, no, you guys do a great job. You do it. He'd never jump on with us, but he was always super nice. Always would talk to us about the game, about his kid, about whatever is going, you know what I mean? And I've been around John quite a bit, to the point where I like the guy as a human being. My interaction with him has always been very positive. That said, again, some of the stuff in that email, like, I understand why people are bothered by it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what he said about DeMaurice Smith, and I mean, I guess I can tell you what he said for those that don't remember it. There was an email that was going around that said DeMaurice Smith, and he spelled DeMaurice D-U-M-B, dumb. He said, and this is a quote from John Gruden, and this is wrong, and this should never be said, has lips the size of Michelin tires.
Yeah.
Now, that is something that, as far as something that we've heard, over years, that, first of all, something Black Americans face all the time. Whether it's Black Americans facing that stereotype, whether it's Jews that face the big nose stereotype, none of that is okay. Whenever you're facing stereotypes that you're using to make fun of somebody or talk negatively about somebody. Then again, as bad as it is, you're right. It's not honorable. It's a mistake, and it's clearly how John Gruden thinks. So you can decide there on if you like John Gruden or not. Enough to get you canceled and taken out of the Ring of Honor? I don't know. Well, clearly no, because if you're going to put him back in, those comments haven't changed. That wasn't that long ago.
I know. Again, I'm very torn on this whole situation. I'm also torn because when you, like, being here towards the end of his run, like, I don't feel like the guy respected his players all that much. And I think Mark Allstott would tell you the exact same thing, right? Mark Allstott would probably tell you the guy doesn't have a lot of respect for his players. By the way, Ian Beckles has told us the same thing. Like, we've heard things about him as a coach and guys who played for him, and they didn't really like him. They didn't really like the way he treated people. And so, like, I'm so torn. I saw him in a very public setting, and he was always great to me. Then you hear about the way he treated other people, and you're like, kind of sounds like a dick. Sorry, Bob.
And if you're not in on the joke, he used to call Mike Allstott Mark Allstott.
I was about to say that totally went over my head.
Sorry.
Mark.
It might have went over some other. I feel like Bucs fans. It didn't go over Bucs fans' heads.
I don't think that's fair. That's not fair. If you were a Bucs fan and you weren't around for the Gruden era.
Maybe, yeah. I think most of our listeners know the reference.
All right. I didn't know what an upper decker was.
Well, most of our listeners did, though. You saw the Bartow Ford DAE text line.
I just think when you
knew what the hell was going on.
I think when you do that, you make Bucs fans feel bad if they don't know that between Gruden and Allstott. That's not the social media era. Like, it's a little different now.
Listen, if I made you feel bad about not knowing the Mark Allstott joke, I really apologize.
No, you said
from the bottom of my heart.
You said most Bucks fans would know that, and I don't think that's fair.
I know, and if I made you feel bad because I said that, I apologize from the bottom of my heart.
Now you're being condescending.
Well, you know
a
what?
Jerk.
Now I'm being honest because I'm telling you that the biggest and final store-wide sale of the year is coming next weekend at International Diamond Center. That is a fact. That is honesty right there. November 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. You're going to get extra savings store-wide. You're going to save up to 20% off virtually everything in the store or get 3 years, 0 interest financing. We're talking about extreme value, the best values of the year on rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, pendants, designer jewelry, you name it, they're going to have it, and they're going to have double the selection with all of the industry's top designers. They're all going to be there with everything on sale. Big name designers from New York and Los Angeles are there with all of their new styles, all the latest designs. We're talking Verragio, Simon G, and many more.
That's right. If you're looking to make your money go farther, this is a fantastic opportunity to do that. Get up to 20% off or 36 months, 0 interest financing, just like Pat said. And think about it. A $3,000 pair of diamond studs, just $84 a month. You really can't beat that. It's a 3-day, $60 million event. Lowest prices before the holidays, including over 1,000 new diamonds purchased just for this event and all the hard to find shapes and sizes. So check it out. You can't miss it. Not this weekend, but next weekend, November 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, only at International Diamond Center, Tampa, Clearwater, Lakeland, and Sarasota. And you can get more details at shopidc.com.
On the Bartow 4DA text line, O.J. Simpson is still on the Bills Stadium. That I'm pretty sure is true and is very, very weird.
That shouldn't be.
You are right. We'll wrap it up with the Blender coming up on the other side on the Pat Aaron Show on 95.3 WDAE and AM 620.
WDAE.
Traffic update.
Listening on the free iHeartRadio app? Thanks to Farah and Farah, it's never been easier to send your opinions directly to your favorite show. When you open the app, click the red talkback microphone and hit send. Farah and Farah, here to make it easy, Tampa.
Get up to 50% off New South Windows and Doors. Visit our showroom on November 16th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. for 40% off. Want that extra 10% off? Show your U.S. military ID or bring a Toys for Tots donation. Visit newsouthwindow.com/50 for details.
At Mazda of Clearwater, the choice is clear. Look at those Google ratings. No fine print, addendums, games, or gimmicks. It's all right there. Visit them at Mazda of Clearwater on US 19 just south of Roosevelt, East Bay Drive, or online at mazdaofclearwater.com.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word HAPPY right now to 20129. That's HAPPY to 20129.
Oh no, my phone.
Hear that? It's the sound of a skater dropping her phone and smashing it on the ice. Yep, it's definitely broken. But at Verizon, we got you. This holiday, trade in any phone, any condition from one of our top brands and get a new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus on Unlimited Ultimate and Watch 7 and Tab S9 FE 5G. That's over $1,800 in value. So you'll save big on 3 great gifts. Only at Verizon. Service plan required for watch and tablet. Over $1,800 value based on phone, watch, and tablet. Trade in and additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
Skip the hassle and sell your home with the strongest cash offer this fall. The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate is the easiest way to sell your home. Hey, it's Aaron Jacobson here, and with the guaranteed offer, you can skip the uncertainty and sell your home fast for all cash in as little as 21 days. No showings, no open houses, and no costly repairs. Just cash in hand and a stress-free sale. Listener Ryan said this: Mark Spain Real Estate exceeded our expectations by helping us achieve significantly over our asking price. We received much more than we ever anticipated. We cannot recommend Mark Spain Real Estate enough. Mark Spain Real Estate, they've been serving families for nearly 30 years and have helped over 58,000 satisfied clients. You can trust the top real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home fast and for maximum profit. Their guaranteed offer gives you the peace of mind that your home's going to be sold when you need it to be sold. Just go to markspain.com right now and find out what your guaranteed offer would be. That's markspain.com and start packing.
It's football season, and Uber Eats is dropping undefeated deals on all your game day favorites. This week, score buy one, get one free fries from McDonald's, only on Uber Eats. Craving even more? We've got you covered with game day deals on pizza, burgers, tacos, and more all season long. Uber Eats, official on-demand food delivery partner of the NFL. Order now. Terms, taxes, and fees apply. See app for details.
Hey, this is Kyle Brandt. You're busy. I'm busy. But every single Monday, we take 10 minutes to dish out 10 takes. NFL, life, whatever, but never more than 10 minutes. It's 10 takes with Kyle Brandt. Driving home from work? You got time for 10 takes. Taking a smoke break? You still smoke? You got time for 10 takes. Listen to 10 Takes with Kyle Brandt on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search 10 Takes with Kyle Brandt and start listening.
Can't get to a radio? Download the free iHeart Radio app and take WDAE anywhere you go. Presented by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Ronnie Lane here, and when I'm not talking sports, I'm talking about ways to keep my hard-earned dollars in times like these. That's why I'm personal friends with Steve and Elizabeth Holland, co-founders of the Holland Group Retirement Wealth Advisors. I was able to get Steve to tune in and mention what he and his Holland Group family do for their clients. Take it away, Steve.
Hey, thanks a lot, Ronnie. You know, we have built a clean business for over 30 years, creating thousands of customized, inflation-adjusted, tax-advantaged, comprehensive retirement plans, and we were the first company in Tampa Bay to do it. That competitive edge has enabled us to hone in on our craft. You know, Ronnie, we have never had a client return their retirement plan and say, hey, this doesn't work.
Steve, I believe it. Folks, check out my friends by Googling the Holland Group Retirement Wealth Advisors. They have solid reviews online you can read, which matters enormously.
Follow WDAE on social, Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Now, back to the Pat and Aaron Show on WDAE. Streaming live on Alexa and the free iHeart Radio app.
The Blender.
The Blender on the Pat and Aaron Show is brought to you by Mazda of Clearwater. If you're thinking about a new or pre-owned vehicle, the choice is clear. It is Mazda of Clearwater. Also, quickly want to mention, go to our Instagram page. You can use mine, the show, Pat and Aaron Show, or 95.3 WDAE. But you have a chance right now to win a big package of meat for my friends at Meat and Bone. I'm talking ribeyes, Wagyu picanha. You've seen my pictures of the Wagyu picanha I cooked, skirt steak, chorizo, those steak hot dogs that we drool over, all kinds of, even more. There's more on there. You just got to go to Instagram, follow the contest. All the rules are right there. You have a chance to win a lot of delicious meat from Meat and Bone. So go get on that. You don't have a lot of time, but definitely something worth getting into. I told Heidi last night, you're not allowed to enter the contest because we like meat too, but we're not allowed to win. So go over to Instagram and get your chance to win. Mr. Warner, what have we missed during today's program?
Last night, the Baseball Writers Association of America revealed the top 3 finalists for each of the 4 major awards. Earlier, I was mentioning Emmanuel Clase in the AL and Chris Sale in the NL for Cy Young. I'll go ahead and tell you the rest of those Cy Young candidates in the American League. Other than Clase, it is Seth Lugo and Tarek Skubal. And then the National League, you got Paul Skeens and Zach Wheeler. And then, of course, Manager of the Year, Rookie of the Year, and MVP are the other major awards. MVP candidates in the American League: Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Bobby Witt Jr., and the National League, Francisco Lindor, Ketel Marte, Shohei Ohtani, and then Manager of the Year in the American League, AJ Hinch, Matt Catraro, Stephen Vo, and then in the National League, Carlos Mendoza, Pat Murphy, and Mike Schilt.
I think the MVPs have to go to Shohei and Aaron Judge.
Oh, yeah. I agree with you completely.
I think Aaron Judge, what he did in the postseason was terrible, but what he did in the regular season was incredible. It is a regular season award, and same thing with Shohei.
I think that Skeens just being nominated for Cy Young is so impressive. What he looked like as a rookie. There aren't a lot of pitchers that are more fun to watch on the bump than that kid.
He's also not going to win and should not win the award.
Right, but I'm saying just being nominated is a big deal as a rookie.
Absolutely. Zach Wheeler deserves that award. He was tremendous. Skubal was incredible in the American League as well.
I like Skubal too.
But it's Chris Sale's award. By slim margin. I mean, it's so close.
It is so close. That's all we...
Skubal.
You think so? I'm a Skubal guy. Give me Skubal. That's all we have time.
Sorry, we have more time. He pitched more innings, more strikeouts, same ERA. Sorry. Now, that's all we have time.
That's all we have time for. For Casey Warner of the penalty box, for Aaron Jacobson, I'm Pat Donovan. Thank you so much to the men and women who serve our country and allow us to be morons for a living. Sorry, Mom. Not the rest of you.
You should apologize to the rest of everyone for Upper Deckers.
No, go look it up. It's fascinating.
Why would you look it up? Don't
Yeah,
look
what
it up.
an idiot. I mean, just stupid.
Felt that a lot the last day. Did you finish your